start recording, and we're just going to talk about ZA. All right, so I have a bunch of topics here, as always. And the way I'm going to do the video, I'm going from like what I think is like my least favorite part of the game to my favorite part of the game. So Jay, I'll ask you, what do you think your least favorite part about the ZA experience was? Oh wait, don't do that because I just realized I'm not recording the Discord audio. Hold on, I just realized it.
I didn't say.
There you go. All right, there you go. Okay, now you can.
All
right, so
honestly, for me,
you said you gave the
Go ahead.
game 7.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was your what do you think is your least favorite part of the game?
Mm, I'd say for me, it's the controls.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is that one of the bigger issues I had when I was playing is that, which I didn't have a problem in Arceus, which was when when I lock on,
Yeah.
of course you have to click the X button
Mm-hmm.
to, like, is one of your face buttons is attack. And sometimes I guess when you come out of lock, like you lock, so when you disengage lock on, it it immediately shows you like the reticle.
Yeah.
And then when you're trying to click your first attack, if it's mapped to X, you just go to the menu. And I felt like that, just like for me, that was like one of my issues I had,
Oh,
like, the
so if
entire
the lock
playthrough.
on doesn't connect?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. That makes
Yeah, that
sense.
was my main issue. Yeah. That was kind of one of my bigger main issues. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, like, I like the game. I mean, it's the basically say it for everyone to hear is it's a spinoff.
Yeah.
People getting in their feels about a Pokemon game, and I'm like, it's a spinoff.
It's a
They said
spinoff.
it's a spinoff.
Legends
I
Arceus was a
say,
spinoff.
it's not a mainline game. I say, get your panties out of a twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Darian, where are you? Where in the ether are you? This man. This
He
man
said he
takes
he said he went to the kitchen.
he had
So
so much time.
always
So much time.
always eating. So
This man. It's because he doesn't ever eat like an actual meal. Bro comes home and eats cabinetware. But yeah, I would agree that in terms of controls, it feels so weird adjusting to this game even after playing Arceus.
yeah.
Yep,
Better.
yep. All right, so Darian, you gave the game an 8.
0.5.
Okay, no, stop. How to round up or round down, buddy. we'll,
8.
we'll we will change our opinion again at the end if need be. All right, so Jay said that his least favorite part of the game was the controls. What is your least favorite part of the game?
What did he say was his least favorite?
The controls.
Controls.
The controls?
Specifically locking on and reusing buttons for a completely different mapping.
Yeah, the locking on is kind of annoying to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. You have to be very purposeful with your clicks. But again,
The only
I'm a League of
only
Legends player,
major
so I'm
pet
used to it.
peeve I have is getting caught blocked when the game goes from day to night or vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah, I would say that's
Yeah,
also a big one. That's
that's
impossible to
another
adjust
one.
to. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I say it like this: is if they made the day and nights a little bit longer, I think that would have been a
Nah,
fix.
because then
I feel
you'd still end up getting caught having fun.
yeah, yeah, but I think for me is that the day cycle and the night cycle are kind of short.
It
I
feels
say
like they're two
that,
different cycles. Like it feels like
but
days
then they
longer.
It does feel
well,
like the
well,
day is long. I think it is. I don't think there
I
is
mean,
a way.
We'll see.
I mean,
We
I
can
think
we
they're
can fact
around
check
the
that.
same time. I mean, like they feel the same, but
Well, it's
I mean, I
because at
could be
night you're
wrong.
doing one thing, and during the day you're doing like a billion different things.
True.
Yeah, so that might be why. I mean, it guarantee you like it's like a 30-minute cycle. It feels like because otherwise I'd have 500 battles under my belt already, or 1,000. Sorry, I already have 500. I'm at like 620 right now.
Or I need you.
So yeah, I mean, those are both things that I fully agree could be seen as like the least favorite part of the game for somebody. Um, for me, I don't know. I don't know.
How did you guys feel about? One of the other things I see online is it was a bit too slow in the beginning, tutorial wise. Do you guys feel
Nah.
that way as
I think this
well? I
game
don't
is.
think it was that
I'm not gonna lie. I
terrible.
think this game was one of the faster ones for
Yeah,
tutorial.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't.
there were times I was trying to like. It only bothered me a couple times. I was trying to, oh, what's this like store over here? And it's like, oh no, come this way. I'm like, oh, but I mean,
Yeah, I think that's why
It
though,
felt
because you're
quick
getting
like
intro.
7 minutes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I wasn't
Yeah,
saying anything. I was
and
saying it's just more than Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon was worse.
Sun and Moon is literally an hour's worth of gameplay where nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably
I
also like
mean,
an hour. This might also be in the hour range, depending on how much attention
but
you're paying.
it's more engaging.
It's
I'd
way
say
more
I say
engaging.
it like this is that this just comes down to what we've always said is that Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon did a lot of hand holding for no reason. And it just I don't need a whole hour of tutorial to
Play basic Pokemon.
play a mainline Pokemon game.
That's
For
true.
Legends, it's more engaging because I mean like this is a different game.
Completely
Like
different.
it's still Pokemon, but like I mean it's real time combat instead of turn based. So I think the tutorial being more engaging but almost the same length just
Mhm.
shows that it's because one, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, especially because you need to be taught a completely new battle system, and they do that pretty quickly. I mean, they get you through like the beginning section of the game pretty well. It's just that every time you go out, you kind of have to check and see, well, am I free now? Can I do whatever I want now? And that does go on for a while, but the actual tutorial part is it's pretty straightforward, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see what they're talking about, but I definitely disagree. I feel like this is in line with what we normally get for a tutorial in terms of length. And like Jay said, there's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of new stuff to pay attention to. And getting reaccustomed to sort of like Lumios 5 years later is also super important. Because it's not the
Yeah.
same it's not even the same city.
No, it's not the same city. I say it. I said it like this, and not to go too off tangent, but one complaint I've been hearing is why is it just a city? And I was just like, there's plenty of games that take place in just a city,
Yeah.
and I
Let's get
say
into that
in
because
in
I would say that's probably where my least favorite part of the game does come into. But it's not because I hate it. It's more because it's just the part of the game that I have to sort of tolerate,
yeah.
the most compared to the other parts of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just comes down to what like how I said is that um I say there are a lot of games and though you don't hear too many people talk about these games, but I put them as an example of Pokemon doing this before, which are the Detective Pikachu games,
Mm-hmm.
which literally take place in just one city.
Yeah, and
It
those are also
so
probably not good games. I don't think
I
I've ever
mean
heard anyone talk about
it
them.
it got a sequel, so I mean I'm pretty sure it
I
did
I've
well
heard
enough.
I heard they're very like Pokemon's made for kids. That one's like really like there's nothing difficult whatsoever. The
Right.
story is just nothing. It's just
A nothing burger. Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
for me, like the parkouring kind of became misleading at times.
Mm.
Not being able to see a spot where you can sort of like get access to roof without having been there already is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And not everything on the map that could be on the map is available is the other thing. Like I didn't even know that there were like vendors all over the city until Darian sort of like showed me a spot where they were.
Yeah.
So little things
I
like
know.
that.
I
It rewards
oh, go
exploration,
ahead.
but even after being there, I don't know where those places are half the time. It took a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mega
No, no,
buzzing. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh no, you're good.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I say no, I agree. I literally just found out because I'm hyper training and EV training my Pokemon,
Yep.
and I didn't realize at the Rust Syndicate you can just reset their stats to 0.
10?
Wait, you
1, 2, 3,
can?
4, 5, 6.
Yeah, so you don't need to sit there in what
7.
section 8 buying berries. You can literally do it at just for 5 mega shards. Reset a
I didn't
Pokemon
know
stat
this.
completely.
That's game
Yeah,
changing.
Hey,
yeah,
we didn't know you could press the plus button to activate plus moves to the
Yeah, we
very end.
played the
that-
entire game
I'll
without
say
knowing how to do that.
yeah. I say that's reading is fundamental. I'll say that was one thing because they did put that.
That is in the game, but you have to find the person. And again, for a series that's always called handholdy, the fact that 3 grown men spent the entire 24 plus hour campaign not knowing multiple mechanics of the game, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh yeah, no,
That's the opposite of
absolutely.
handholding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, let me find out because I was worried about. Oh wait, you are immune to normal, aren't you? Oh,
Yeah, so if you go to the Rust Syndicate office and
Yeah.
go to the lady at the desk, she will reset the Pokemon stat completely to 0, so all their stats will be 0.
Oh, so it doesn't. So catching alpha Pokemon is still the move then. Oh, he just gave me a Master Ball, by the way.
Yeah,
For winning.
you can catch an alpha Pokemon,
And reset their HP
and
stat.
you'll just so
Oh.
yeah, because
That's
she
what I was
resets the
confused about.
EVs. Yeah, she resets the EVs.
Yeah, I was super confused about that because they only give you 10 to like 18 total Pomeg berries in this entire game. So I'm sitting here like, well, what am I supposed to do with 10 to 15 Pomegs when
Yeah,
every single alpha Pokemon has 252 HP?
yeah, and I said it like this: is that it's crazy that the stall where you buy the berries doesn't allow you to bulk buy the berries. And
Yeah.
I was like, that was one con that I was like, dag, it's like I can't bulk buy berries or mints. So it's like,
Well, I mean, there's no way you're bulk buying mints because they're 20k a pop.
well, I mean, like I barely buy mints, but
Right.
I'm just saying, being that they're beside one another,
Yeah.
and in that one area. But I was like, so I'm clicking clicking the berries, and then I go on Reddit, and someone's like, yo, you can go to the Rust Syndicate and reset the Pokemon stat completely, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, like what?
Yeah.
Well,
Which is good because it's one of those because there's a few times that Darian was looking stuff up during the gameplay. I tried to do that as little as possible in the early game. It really wasn't until the late game that I started to look into it. I think that that's a good balance point in terms of both difficulty and sort of not to say that they did this intentionally, but it's an internet proof game. You know, like you're not going to go online and then just immediately lose the charm and difficulty of the game. It's more so there are some things you're going to know, there's some things you're not going to know, some things only you're going to discover, some things only other people are going to discover, and that's good because again we only have the one map, but the map is definitely full of things. There's there's no reason to really be upset about it because there's plenty of stuff here. Like everyone can play the game independently on their own. Some people just aren't going to see some things, whether it's a side quest that they didn't do during their playthrough. And this is just like during the playthrough, right? Or not knowing basic mechanics of the game because you just didn't, you never talked to the person. I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think
no.
what you were saying is like not hand holding. Like let me find out the things about the games.
Right.
And I mean, like really, a lot of those things you can find those out by just talking to NPCs.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them.
At the end of the day, like at the end of the day, if you actually, like I said it like this, it's like, damn, I should have explored the Rust Syndicate a little more.
Mhm.
But like after story, I was just like, oh, there's nothing else going on in there. So I was like, I didn't pay much attention.
Yeah. There were a lot of moments where I feel like I just did not, like find or did not try to find some of the things that I was really looking for. And again, we live in the digital era. Every single game for the past 20 years is fully explained online by billions of people at this point. It's very easy to find out some things if you don't know them. But it's good that the game itself does have a need for it in some areas, and then in other areas you should just not be stupid. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say that's pretty fair. Um, let's see. What do we think about the side missions, guys? Because I know that's something that we've all been pretty happy about.
I love the side missions.
Side missions are really fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the side missions are fun. I
All
like
right.
them.
Do you guys have a favorite one in mind, Darian? I know you have a favorite one in mind.
Oh, of course.
All right, Darian. What's your favorite side mission?
The museum.
Yeah.
Find the Spupa in the museum.
Find Stupa in the museum. All right. Go ahead and describe that mission so that I don't have to.
So basically, there are two characters down below who say they have lost their Spupa, and there are 12 between them, which I thought was funny. I was like, you guys just have
Two full teams.
two full teams of Spupa, and it goes around. You go around the up and down stairs of the museum, and you go and find the Spupa in various display cases or random other displays. And there's always a little funny piece of dialogue that goes with it. Like there's one like on the armor for Kamado and everything. But yeah, that's another one. Do I have another one that's really fun? I'll probably think of
There's
some
a
more. Actually,
handful.
I'm on the game now. I can go to the completed.
Yeah,
sections.
you just have to check to complete it, but that's fine. Jay, what is your favorite side mission in the game?
Oh, my favorite side mission?
Yeah.
I like most of them. Kind of like, give me a second. Let me go back to,
Yeah,
to
go
the.
ahead. So I'll just go ahead. My favorite side mission was the one where you have a couple of kids, a brother and sister pair, outside a stone emporium, and
Oh yeah,
the sister's trying
the
really
Auroras?
hard, to convince her brother that Auroras is not a bad Pokemon. But he's like, nah, we want the T-Rex. The T-Rex is the best one. And so you have to prove to him that Auroras isn't complete trash, and then you beat him in a battle with it, which is very simple. There's a lot of battle quests, but the thing that's super important and something that I'm going to try my best to articulate properly when I do this solo, the fact of the matter is that side missions are only as good as the substance of it. Like, it's one thing to just drive around a town and do some drop off quests, or the kind of stuff you see in GTA. But GTA also has the kind of quests that you just don't forget about. Red Dead Redemption's got some really crazy quests that people can make entire videos of on their own. I don't think that's the case for this game. I don't think that you can fill a bunch of airtime just talking about individual side quests in this game. I know that there's a couple that I haven't done yet that are really crazy, like the Litwick one. That one, someone's definitely going to make a video on that one. But for me, it's just the everyday interaction aspects of the side quests that really got to me. So the reason why that's my favorite is because when you finish it, the brother's still not convinced, right? He's still a person. He's still his own person. Yeah. But he understands that he lost the battle, and he understands that his sister, what she wants matters too. He's been proven wrong, so he reluctantly, just sort of goes along with it. And so she speeds up. You see her run into the store behind him, and he's just sort of like pouty and still like, yeah, well, T-Tar's still, not T-Tar, my bad, Tyrantrum's still the best Pokemon, but I guess we can add this to our team. It's cute. It's fun. It's something that's believable for a brother-sister pair, and it was, it's little things like that I like a lot. My second would be the lady that gives you contact lenses, or the lady with the floettes. I think those are really cool too. I like the simple stuff. If it's memorable without it being expansive, that's a pretty hard line to cross. The Badoo one's also a really good highlight as well. You just grab any random Badoo off the streets, and it's the top 1% Badoo that they've been looking for this whole time.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say, for me, my favorite one is the Scyther trimming.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that one yet. You were talking about that yesterday.
Teaching. So basically, what you're doing is, I think it's like 3 missions in one, and it's that you're teaching a Scyther how to cut, basically. So like you show a razor leaf. What was the other move you show? I think you show sword
Psycho
stance.
Cut. Psycho
Psycho
Cut was
Cut, Psycho
one.
Cut, Psycho
And
Cut,
Slash? I think it's
Slash, Slash.
I
Yeah, I was
think
about to
that's
say
it.
Yeah.
Slash
So
is probably one of them. Oh, I'm stuck.
and you just show it to the Scyther, and then basically you're training the
There
Scyther,
we go.
you know, as the master skills of trimming.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
and
pretty cool.
I thought that was very cool.
Oop, my bad,
Just
fans.
basically you're helping helping the Pokemon community in game.
Yeah.
For the furthers, and I like that type of mission. I'll say the funniest one is the Starmie on High.
I
I
have
don't
the
know if you
Starmie in
did.
my party. I'm doing that the
Yeah.
second it hits Nightfall. I'm very excited for
What
that
is
one.
that one?
So that one, um, so basically it's a group of people that have Starmies,
Oh no.
and at night,
They all Mega Evolve?
no,
Okay,
no,
thank
no,
God.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
That
But
would be
it was
traumatizing.
still funny. Funny. So basically they're just like, they're not like a cult or anything, but they're
Oh,
super
okay.
fans of Starmie.
Got you.
And basically, once Darren gets they just basically are yelling star me and star.
The
And the funniest part is they do like a pan out shot of them screaming,
yeah.
and a passerby just like gets shook.
Now, what the heck are y'all doing
That's
over
good.
there?
That's good. But yeah,
But
I
yeah.
feel like traditionally that's what Pokemon's always been good at. It's just
Mhm.
like they put stuff in the game and you just look at it, it's like why did you why this? Why? But like for example, there's the two like burly guys at the top of the shopping center in Diamond and Pearl.
Mhm.
And it's like a weird homoerotic situation, but there's not really anything crazy to sort of second that. It's a really weird situation. I'll have to maybe like throw an edit of that in because it's goofy. But it's like what, you haven't seen like two men like close
Yeah,
together
the two
before?
buff guy or
Yeah,
two. I don't know what it
so
is.
something
It's
like that,
kind of
right?
weird.
Something like that. It's been a while since I've done that. But yeah, like little
Yeah.
things like that they've always put in Pokemon games. You've got the Ghost Girl that we never got an answer to. You got all the crazy stuff that happened in Sun and Moon. So it's great that they've kept that spirit because again, we'll talk about it. One of the biggest criticisms of this game is that they're lazy and they never, they don't put in the same effort they used to. And it's like, well, oh crap, hold on, I have a Paris song countdown. It's like, well, yeah, there are some things that they have to do differently with the format that they've chosen, but it is their choice. So it's not necessarily something that can't be criticized, but it is something that people need to be a little more understanding with, I think, in my opinion. All right, so that's
Yeah,
side
no.
quests. We'll get it.
One
We'll get
real
into
quick. I
controversy.
also another quick honorable mention to the one where the Aaron are just eating the random scrap and are like, can you sludge bomb this to give it more flavor for
Yeah,
them?
you
Like,
read
what are you
that to us,
talking
and
about?
I thought that was crazy.
That and then what's it? Goodbye Gengar. That one's just sad.
Oh, I haven't done that one
Oh
yet
yeah,
either. Yeah, I'll have to
yeah.
do
That
all the
that
side
one sucks.
quests. I'll do all
That
the
one
side
kind of
quests.
sucks. That one kind of sad.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
guys
not?
you guys got to have fun. I'm over here grinding 1,000 missions for the shiny charm.
Get this thing out of
All
my
right,
face, bro.
let's talk about the Pokédex and the new megas and the
Okay.
old megas. Let's just talk about
Okay.
Pokemon.
Okay.
All right, so obviously, I think some people are going to be really upset that we have just the Kalos Dex plus some new additions. That's exactly how Legends Arceus worked, though, and that might be a problem for some people now. Maybe it wasn't a problem for them before. I'm not sure. I know we saw that one Reddit post that was upset that you could not use new teams. But I told that to Jay, and Jay was like, "Well, surely you haven't used every single possible team."
Yeah, and then again, you could
Yeah.
just play Diamond and Pearl, and you play the game twice, and you're like, well, I've used everything
I've done everything.
pretty
My
much.
my
I've
team
done
of
everything.
6 has included all 150
Because
Pokemon,
because if you
including
do the
Legends.
next two, it's either things that are old or Pokemon that are so bad you don't want to do anything with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're gonna be trudging around Luminion and Wormadam, and you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah, that was just an argument that I heard, and I was just like, that doesn't make any sense.
For
That's a,
Jolteon?
you're telling me that,
Stupid.
and this is why I say I stand
Poison
by
Raid.
what people even back in 2019 with people talking about
Exit.
oh, I don't like that the national dex was cut, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense for every Pokemon to be able to be in that region.
Yeah,
Like I,
that's always been the case since Gen 3.
and to me, I mean, and but you also got to remember that that's at that point that was the eighth generation, so it's like everyone's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, like, why can't I have this Pokemon? I'm like, it doesn't make sense for every Pokemon to be in the region.
Why is
Right.
there a palm tree in the UK? In the middle of the UK.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because the controversy was less the fact that there were some Pokemon that couldn't be in the game, and more the fact that there were Pokemon that couldn't be transferred at all. But still, there's a limit to the basic decks, and as recent as Sun and Moon didn't have every single Pokemon transferable in it either. But that went over people's heads because it wasn't a big part of the formula. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon that you couldn't really do anything with in that game either. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's really important that people are able to enjoy the games with either the Pokemon that they love or with something that's new and unique. Obviously, it's not a problem if you genuinely have done anything but play Pokemon for the past 20 years. If all you do is play Pokemon, if you're a Pokemon content creator and you've literally done everything possible, sure. But that's privileged at that point. Like, congratulations on being able to do that. But the average Schmo Joe is not going to be able to play the entirety of every Pokemon game with every single Pokemon.
Yeah.
What is your okay of the returning megas? Which ones, after playing this game, are your favorites? If you used any of them, and of the new megas, which ones are your favorites? Jay, go first. You're it. Tech.
So my ooh, that's a loaded question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so my favorite mega,
Yeah, of the
um,
original megas that have returned, which
oh,
one
of
was your
the
favorite?
for the original. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
after playing this game. And then the second question is, of the new megas, which one was your favorite?
So my favorite returning mega.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I wasn't really able to use any um old megas that I enjoy except Heracross.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Heracross was really
Heracross,
cool.
Heracross is was lit. This gameplay,
Super broken
game
in this
through,
game.
super broken,
Great coverage,
insane.
great typing.
Uh, Typing is insane. Um, my favorite new mega would have to be it's a tie. It's a three-way tie to be real.
All right, just list all
Um,
three. It's like 20 new
it's
megas. Okay.
Electros, Chandelure, and oh lord, Excadrill.
Excadrill. Okay. Gen 5.
Yep.
Gen
Yeah,
5.
pretty much.
I know that somebody uploaded a video this week. He did like the yeah he did sort of have good things to say about the game, so I didn't really dig too deep in it because I knew he was just reviewing the game overall. But he did recently do a video on Gen 5, he said, and that was something that he was really excited for in this game as well. So I fully get it. Gen 5 is a very tricky part for Pokemon. It might have worked in the East, but apparently uh, us in the West hated them so much that they refused to use them in Gen 6. And they
Yeah.
just wiped the slate clean. Which I
Yeah,
which I think that is kind of the worst part of Gen 5 is the Pokédex. It's just the weakest part.
yeah, no, I mean, like I said, if if black and white didn't exist, and we just immediately had black and white too, that different story.
Oh
But
yeah, completely different story.
um, you know, no, I get it. I think because one, none of you really had to be like a Gen 5 lover to
Yeah,
enjoy most of the Pokemon. Not saying that none of them had spectacular designs. I'm looking at
I'm looking
Chandelure
at
and I'm like
Garbodor right now.
looking at Chandelure and I'm like, that's peak. Um,
Yeah, No,
But
that's definitely a Pokemon people universally love.
yeah, but like Gen 5 was underwhelming, and I'll say it like that is that that just has to do with Pokemon Company thinking that
They could do it.
that they could do it,
Yeah.
and they've never done it since. So
Yeah, and not yeah, it's not. It doesn't always have to be that way, but they always take those chances, and they also took a big chance with this game as well, especially with some of these mega designs.
oh yeah.
So that was for training megas. What about the old megas? Did you say that one?
Oh, I thought I said that in the
I don't
beginning.
remember.
Heracross.
Heracross, that's right. Okay, so you have Heracross, and then a couple of those new Gen 5 guys you liked a lot too. All right, Darian.
Yeah.
Same questions.
Returning Mega, probably still Beedrill.
Okay.
Um, I do like Mega Lopunny after watching False Flight's video on it, talking about how it got access to Swords Dance and Mach Punching now.
Oh, that's
That
gross.
was very fun. That was very fun to mess around with.
It,
I didn't really use any old megas on my team.
have I
Yeah.
shown you guys my alpha? I think it's an alpha Lopunny. Have you guys seen its walk animation?
I have an
No.
Alpha Lopunny. I can bring it out of the box right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Check that out. Cause it's goofy and a little lewd, just hopping around.
Oh,
Let's
the
see
hopping,
here.
Yeah,
just hopping around.
just hopping
Oh
around.
yeah, I've seen. Yeah, because I
And
brought
it,
it
and
online
it's
the other day.
bigger too. It's like a big
Yes,
Lopunny, and then it's got
it's a
those like
big
weird
Lopunny.
ripped tight like fur bottoms. It's
Yeah.
weird, bro. It's it's sus. I think the safest way to say it is it's sus. Okay. And what about the new megas?
That's Starmie, no
The
question.
Starmie. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
I was like everybody else when I saw the pictures when the game before it came out. I was like, what the hell did they do? I love Starmie, and they ruined it. And then I fought it. I was like, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, we
It's
were wrong.
such a goofball. It's the stats are it's
It's just
busted.
a monster.
It's got 140 attack, 130 special attack, and like 120 speed. They gave it Aqua Jet just generation as well.
Oh
Fun.
gosh.
Jesus.
Yeah, because it's physical now.
Aqua Jet flip
It got
turn.
bulk
Like
up
that
too.
thing's gonna be it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah,
So
absolutely
yeah, I was
nasty.
wrong about that one. I
In
did
Pokemon
use Excadrill.
Champions, if I never see that in competitive play next year when Pokemon Champions comes out, I'm gonna be impressed.
Excadrill was on my team, and I used Mega Scolipede. Scolipede was a lot of fun to use as well.
Yeah, I remember
I did
you
enjoy
said a lot of good
Scolipede.
things about Mega Sculpted as well.
But yeah, the favorite is Starmie. Starmie
Yeah,
is just
that's
the goat.
fair. No, that's fair. I don't blame you. For me, obviously, Mega Gardevoir. Uh, we got the day one. I'm spoiled. I've always been spoiled. I've been spoiled since the day I was born. Um, yeah, no. So obviously, Mega Gardevoir. I didn't get to use Mega Gallade, but Mega Gallade also technically fits in there too. I love the way it looks in this game. And then of the new ones, most of my team was Megas. I'll also add. Okay, so the non-obvious one, obviously Gardevoir favorite, but using Mega Banette became my ace in this game. It was very fun to use. And then of the new Megas, it's a tie between Mega Pyroar, which someone made a video saying that that's bad, which makes me sad because I really like the cool like
Oh,
massive
oh, the massive kanji for
yeah
Blaze.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah. And then what was the other one? Hold on. I just checked. Oh, Mega Meganium I actually liked a lot. The Pokédex entry for it's really funny. It it's also known as like the Mega Soul Cannon because the flowers on its neck aren't just to look stupid. It actually helps it hypercharge energy. So if Floette if Floette is supposed to have like that super strong cannon, if Mega Zygarde's supposed to have like that super strong Nihil Light, um, I think Meganiums would be like the third place there. That's my head
It is
canon.
time to call down the Starmie dwelling in the heavens. Oh no!
Oh, you're
And I
doing the
love how
quest.
I love how I have an Alpha Starmie as well. It's
Oh yeah, that's terrifying.
huge.
If only you could Mega Evolve it for a mission, how goofy that would be. I'm surprised they didn't do anything with that. But again, like the thing about Mega Starmie, there's only one Pokédex entry that says this, but a lot of people are attributing its design to this. But there are some people that in the Fire Red and Leaf Green Pokédex that say that its weird shape makes it look like some kind of alien. So people are thinking that's some kind of alien. I think that's like old fuddy duddy, like old people thing. you know. But
Um,
also
yeah.
that side quest does not help at all with that narrative. That side quest kind of makes it more believable. And the fact that they put it in the game where Mega Starmie is makes it a bit more credible in my mind. So I can't
Oh
wait to
shit,
do
it's
that
Legion.
side quest and then be like, yeah, this thing's not human.
Bro,
It's
that
not
dude heard him
terrestrial.
through. He is that. It was one of the joggers. He has earbuds on. He's still turning around, and saw what the heck was going on.
That's pretty
Out
funny.
loud, loud.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to take its dex entry kind
A
of loosely, because I mean, like,
Right.
each deck entry is interesting, and sometimes I think it's just Pokemon Company they're on something.
Yeah, they're having fun. They're having
Because
fun. That's why
because you gotta
the games
remember,
are the way they are. They have fun with them.
yeah, because you gotta remember in the Ultra Sun and Moon, they say Mega Evolution's apparently painful for the
Oh yeah.
Pokemon.
Right.
So I'm like, I take it as like each game is gonna say whatever they want to say about it.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
would say
le
it's still like a really good way to
yeah, yeah,
canonize
yeah,
Pokemon.
absolutely. But like,
But
I'm a
that was like
person
just
that played.
one time that they used that
Yeah,
entry.
yeah, but I'm a person that played Leaf Green. We didn't
Yeah,
have that entry.
didn't have that entry. Yeah,
So I'm
that's
just
fair.
saying, it's like people take it as they will.
Yeah, it is great. I hope they confirm it, and I hope to figure out more about why they went with that decision. I know that a lot of people were disappointed that Mega Flygon was not in the game, and it's probably not going to come for the DLC as well. But one thing I will say on that, because I think that's one of the controversial points of this game, when it comes to finalizing a design and being okay with it, there's a lot of factors that can go into that for sure. I mean, like, there's a lot of creative decisions that people make daily with this kind of stuff, and I can fully understand them nailing some aspects of Mega Flygon, but then they take a look at the final product and like, well, I just don't think it's good enough. I am still hoping we get it though, because one, this game has no new Gen 3s. I think there's like one Gen 3 Pokemon. No, there's none actually, right? Not a
There's
single
no new
Gen 3
Gen
Uh,
3 Megas.
Pokemon got a new
there's
Mega in
a
this game, right?
Garnivore, Manectric,
New. New.
and oh, new?
We looked
No,
at it
there's
a
no
couple
new.
months ago. Gen 3 Pokemon don't have a single.
Skarmory. Skarmory's the only
Skarmory's
one, I
Gen
think.
2.
That's right. I
Yes.
always forget, bro.
See, bro, it's okay. We talked about this. Is
That
that I literally
that's
I
how
thought
bad
always
Gen
forget.
2 is, man. Like
I
Wobbuffet,
always forget.
because why not's a new
what
Pokemon in Gen
what
3?
I thought why because Wobbuffet I thought was Gen 3,
Yeah.
Skarmory I thought was Gen 3.
The anime does
I was
not
like,
help with
yeah.
this at all. So yeah, not a single new Hoenn Mega. So if Flygon gets its shot in the DLC, that would be great. There's also a chance that Mega Dimensions only has 2 new Megas. Let's just get that straight, right? Like, it might be called Mega Dimensions, but that doesn't mean we're gonna get a lot
Yeah,
more
it could be
Megas,
one for
right?
one for X, one for Y, for all you know.
Yeah.
You know.
But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously, the correct option is more Megas, including a Flygon, including more Gen 3 Pokemon, because there are no Gen 3 Pokemon here. One thing I also think that we should touch on is the DLC. Uh, because now that we've played the game and we see what the full scope of the game is, do you guys think that the DLC is valid? Do you think that it makes sense that that's not post game?
Mm,
I'd probably lean more towards yes, I guess, because I need to. Well, it depends. It depends on how it's handled, because like I said, it's all going to be about like Hoopa opening the dimensions and whatnot. But
Right.
we need to
Okay, so
know how
better.
Hoopa
So here's a
comes
better
here,
way to
who
phrase
has
it.
the Hoopa. Uh-huh.
Yeah, here's a better way to phrase it. Do you think Hoopa fits into this game post story in the current stage of game that we're at now?
story?
Do you think Hoopa fits in?
I don't. I don't really think so.
I say no,
I don't really think so. No.
and the reason why I say no is that I don't think Hoopa fits into any type of story, and
Okay,
that's why I
that's
think
fair.
he worked. That's why I think he worked in Auras,
Right.
because it's like, oh, why are these random portals out of nowhere? And it's like, what
Do
Pokemon
we
is
have
doing this?
anything? Let me go
So,
look
like,
Right.
to
real quick.
me, because there's really no story context in Auras talking about what these portals are. They're just here, and I think that's, to me, I mean, like, if they do it differently, they're gonna do it differently here.
Hmm.
But for me, eh, I mean, like, I don't care too much
Right.
because like Hoopa to me is not that interesting of a Pokemon,
Okay, that's fair.
Oh,
in
dude,
my
I love
opinion.
Hoopa so much.
Yeah, I'm sort of like
This
midway
so
between liking it and being ambivalent to it. I think that Hoopa is better utilized in its own side story, like how they did in post game auras.
Hmm.
I think that the problem with X and Y's overall development and the way that they had to handle Gen 6 kind
Hmm.
of makes it hard to like any of its legends. Obviously, like we just got Zygarde in the spotlight for the first time after like a good decade after the games came out.
Hmm.
But yeah, Hoopa is Gen 6 because it came out before
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sun and Moon.
Hoopa's a yeah, Hoopa is a Gen 6. It
The
was it was
Diancie,
the transition into Auras because he came out at the back end of the end of X and Y.
yeah, they always have a completely different timing for those Pokemon, and it's something that I really don't like when it comes to like the schedule, especially now that there's no movies. Like we're not getting like a oh, wait, does Gen 9 even have a mythical?
Yeah,
Gen
Petron.
9.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
Petron is
Petra.
the
Yeah, so
mythical.
Petra got a
Yeah.
whole DLC instead of a movie. That makes I mean that makes sense to me. If it showed
Yeah.
up in like the Kitakami arc of the anime, we'll see that in the future. But yeah, no, it makes sense.
Dun,
Um
dun, dun,
it,
dun.
it it's especially it was especially weird back when they did like a movie per mythical. It was a cool way to
Mm.
advertise them because the games again don't really rely on
Oh,
them.
that I say that's one thing I do want to talk about
Okay.
because for movie 2, I say Lugia first
It was a
appeared in the
movie
movie before.
exclusive
Yeah,
before the
and
games, yeah.
the I think it was someone that I forgot who it was had force Game Freak to put Lugia
Yeah.
in the game,
Yep.
and
That's
that's
why I
why
hate them.
Ho-Oh has a story,
And Lugia does
and you
not.
just find Lugia and all you do is just find Lugia in a cave.
Yeah.
So I found that I found it funny because I was like, damn, imagine like creating a movie Pokemon just to be like, hey, can we put that in the game? And just be like, I
It
don't
makes
I,
sense why they would force that in because then it would because again like a lot of Japanese media sort of thrives off of the inclusivity of alternative media sources.
yeah.
And so I mean it just makes sense. It's gonna piss a lot of people off to see this new
Oh
Pokemon and
yeah.
never see it again. But
Oh
yeah,
no,
no,
I'm not
I think
denying it.
that I hate Lugia, so I couldn't care either way. I don't like that move at all. I'm glad that they're able to organize things better nowadays. Yada yada, yaga yaga. You know.
Hmm.
But yeah, so something like Pentarun, uh, showing up in its own DLC now. Hoopa, a Gen 6 Pokemon that probably had a wider concept for it at first. Especially the movie plot of it is really interesting. Um,
Oh, oh Lord, what is it called?
Clash of Ages.
Clash of Ages. Yeah.
yeah. So when we get to that in the future, we'll have a better chance to talk about it and share that online to anyone
Oh, we're not
that's
talking about
interested.
that movie at least for a couple of months.
6 months at least, right? That's
Yeah.
one of the later ones, one of the last ones, right? Gen 6.
It's the 16th
Yeah, so
movie.
it's like yeah, that's one of the last ones. So
There's 20,
there's like technically
22.
yeah, so there's
Yeah.
like technically 20.
Yeah.
There's technically like 20. There's like one remake and then one that's like an alternate timeline. So there's like 20 Pokemon.
Two,
There's two alternate
three are
timelines.
alternate. Three are Power of Us and Secret of the Jungle are all part of the
Oh, Secret of the Jungle is
I
part of that
Choose
too.
You
Oh, okay.
part of the I Choose You timeline.
And then the CG Mewtwo Strikes Back.
That's the remake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. We didn't go too in depth with the battle system before. That's on the list here, obviously.
Mhm.
In terms of like the actual combat itself, what were your opinions on it?
Uh, it kind of reminded me of like Final Fantasy a little bit. I like it. Um,
I've never played Final Fantasy
just one of oh
or
Lord,
WoW.
which one is it? Lord, which well, anyone who knows will know,
Yeah,
other than you. But basically it's the real time combat. You have to cool
right.
down each move,
Hmm.
and it's based off your stats instead of like turn based. Like, oh, it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, the combat is easy. It's not overly complex.
Right.
Um, I was
Until
like
you play
trying to
online.
think like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't played online yet, but
Oh, really? Dude, go get your
um,
Greninjite, man.
I'm not in a hurry.
It expires November 5th.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I got like 2 weeks.
Nah, you're saying that now, but then something's gonna come up and you're gonna miss out on the Greninjite
Bro, I'll do it on
until
Sunday, bro.
Champions.
I'll do it on Sunday. I'll do it on
All right,
Sunday.
good, good. See,
Okay,
that's a plan.
someday.
I'll
That's a
do it
plan.
on
Whatever.
Sunday. I'll do it on Sunday.
Good idea.
But yeah,
I'll
no, the
queue up.
combat, I like it. I say I like it.
Okay, Darian.
I also like it. Yeah, Final Fantasy was a pretty good comparison. Like I said, it's more the new ones. So like I
Hmm.
don't know about 13. I don't know. I think 13 was still turn based, but
No, I know. I
uh
think it's more like 15. I think that's the one I
yeah,
was trying to
15
figure.
started. Yeah, 15 and then 16, which is peak video gaming. So
Mhm.
so anything like Final Fantasy 16 works for me. But yeah, I like, and I mentioned this earlier in the playthrough. I like how moves you would probably never ever use in the game are seemingly more useful here.
Right.
Like I've
Oh
been
yeah.
using charge online. Double team is
Not
it takes a
bad.
while, but it's interesting
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
things like this. So yeah,
There's iframe moves. There's protect moves.
Protect, protect and
the
detect.
only the only one that doesn't transfer well is Parasong. That move is useless.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
thought
Um,
about it, and I even thought about it after we said it yesterday. I think the best thing with Parasong is that that person, if okay, obviously if they have one Pokemon left and they play it safe, they're eventually gonna die anyways. So that's pretty cool for a niche ability. But I think the best part about Parasong is just the fact that it pressures what could be a Pokemon that's fully set up into switching.
yeah,
mm,
So if you're up against let's see, Swords Dance Excadrill, for example. Let's say that Swords Dance Excadrill is the best Pokemon out in the lobby right now. If you click Parasong, not only them, but anything else that gets caught in it is going to have their switch forced, and you know how much they love switching. So there's a strat I'm gonna try this weekend. I'm gonna try and get a Parasong out, and there will be a situation where either people don't want to switch or they're gonna have to waste their switches anyways because of tight matchups. But I think there's like a four man Parasong situation where you get full advantage, and I would love to see that.
yeah. Forcing the entire team to switch.
Yeah, the whole lobby
I
to
mean, all
switch.
your opponents to
Yeah,
switch in a group match would probably be essential. Um, I I think Parashong is fine. I mean, my tweaks. I would at least cut
cut the time
to
down.
make it more viable.
Yeah,
Instead of 30 seconds, maybe 15.
15 is
I
plenty of
say,
time. Yeah,
because I'm like, it doesn't take long to switch Pokemon, and I think putting that pressure of 15 seconds
yeah.
will make it like, oh yeah, I can switch real quick.
It's gonna make it a lot
30
harder because
seconds.
it's
I mean,
you can burn through all three of your switches very quickly if you're just like really bad in terms of like your game state.
hmm
Like those three switches go really fast if you, and you can also misplay and actually like miss. That's one thing that I don't think we even talked about yet. You can miss a switch in. You can actually miss a switch in. Like you can try and do a switch to slot 3 and end up accidentally going for slot 2 because it's all mechanical now,
yeah.
and you get punished for
Mm-mm-mm.
whiffing. I think that's really funny. I just got some rare candies. Thank you. But yeah, there's a lot of fun moves to try. I was trying to I've seen a lot of people open with Gardevoir with Light Screen Reflect in order to then switch out to an absolute sweeper, and that's pretty cool. The Japanese players like that one a lot. Um, I think that okay. So let me just back up since I didn't really say anything about it. I think the main advantage of this combat system is one, the anime feel. You get to actually like see Pokemon express their strengths a lot clearer than you do in turn-based combat. It's a shame that this is going to be locked down to just Legends. I'm hoping that this is a big stepping point that they want it for Gen 10, and that they bring it back in Gen 10. What are your thoughts on that? Would you guys prefer this to take over the franchise now that we're in 3D?
Um, so I think I kind of go back to the comment you made the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I kind of would prefer to go back to the more linear style
Yeah,
um of Pokemon. And
it's more manageable.
it's not it's more manageable, but also I say it like this is that I prefer Legends taking the approach of having this more different way of
Experience.
playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Um, because like it makes it more interesting to because like I say it like this allows them to do more experiments with gameplay mechanics
Mm-hmm.
and not really get the full backlash, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like
Because like
if they just popped this in with Sword and Shield, and it would have been bad back then for sure. And then we just have to keep on seeing it get better when everyone's just waiting for them to go back. It's the whole 2D to 3D thing again.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I was like I'd rather them keep it to Legends and then pull things from Legends into the mainline games that are interesting.
Like Frostbite
Um yeah, like yeah, Frostbite. I think Frostbite needs to be the new instead of Frozen.
instead of
I say
Frozen.
Frozen is so like
It's not
it's
balanced.
so archaic.
It's
It's
not
archaic.
balanced.
It's a death sentence, is what it is.
Yeah, like
Speaking of,
because
they didn't put Frostbite in this
it's
game. They just made the most broken version of Freeze ever.
yeah.
It's so
So I
crazy.
said it like this. I was like, why did y'all bring back Frozen? Frostbite was the best thing that y'all introduced, reducing special attack being the counterpart to burn. It makes
Yeah,
more
it
sense.
makes way more sense.
You already in what in Scarlet and Violet and Legends Arceus introduce snow instead of hail.
Right.
So it's like to
It's
me,
like you guys
y'all are
are already
doing
there. You might as well.
you're already there. So it's like do some more innovative stuff. But I mean, like overall, I mean, like I said, that's my only thing is like I'd rather them keep these more obscure mechanics to Legends. Not
Right.
saying like trap everything in Legends, but like I'm saying like
Well,
see what
trap might
works.
not be the right word because what it does
Yeah.
is it makes it more market viable to have this series if it truly brings a different Pokemon experience. And I think that does change my mind on the topic because I was complaining this week about playing all these old, well, not older, but playing all the Switch 1 games and only
Mhm.
1 to 2 of them actually being a relaxing experience.
Mm.
I don't like Scarlet Violet as much now just because my third playthrough here, I'm trying
Yeah.
to get through the game. This is the first time I was actually trying to get through the game and not just enjoy it. And that's something
And
that we're used to because
mhm.
every game up until I would say Gen 7. After Gen
Mhm.
7, it's not even debatable. Like
Mm.
especially the Game Boy games, somewhat the DS games. BDSP is way better for this because it runs a lot smoother, but the older Pokemon game style is a lot more accessible. It's a lot easier to just get in and out and enjoy it for what you want in the moment.
Mhm.
But Gen 7 up till now are a full commitment. You have to commit to them.
Yeah.
You're
No,
going to
I could.
lose out on the experience if you don't take your time with those games. Which
Yeah.
I'll let you say
Okay.
what's on your
Okay.
mind there. But I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the thing that people would prefer as
Mhm.
gamers because
Mhm.
JRPGs are usually these big games that have a lot to offer, and the modern Pokemon games definitely have a lot more to offer. And the trade off is you do not get to play them all in one day.
Yeah. No. Okay. I agree.
Yeah.
Um. I'll say one thing and see if Darian has an opinion. I say it like this is that only reason why I say what I say, if like going kind of back into the linear format, like what we were talking about, is that for me, like you said, is that it's more digestible
Hmm.
um with the older format because like okay, I go to this town, go to this town, oh, I do this quest, come back, go to the next town. And I'll say it like this: is I kind of miss because I said it like this is that it felt weird playing because I played Scarlet for my mono run. I want to say 2 years ago, and it just kind of felt weird playing Scarlet again.
Yeah.
Um, just because like don't get me wrong, it's just like I like the open world, but like to me sometimes it just feels like because like everyone says, oh, I want an open world Pokemon game and I want to be able to do this and do that. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but it's like, is that what you enjoyed about Pokemon?
Right.
Like, I mean, like, for me, even though BDSP is not the best version of Gen 4, like, I can boot up that game. I can boot up that game or Platinum and just breeze through it and not feel like kind of like the slog I felt through Scarlet.
Hmm.
Not saying any of the story beats are like boring, but it's just like I'm not trying to dag. It kind of feels kind of contradictory of saying like there's too much.
Right. No, I get it. I think that we're coming to the same conclusion playing all of these games sort of like together. The problem that we're having here is that the general audience is not satisfied with modern Pokemon, but also the people that do enjoy it aren't able to enjoy it in the same way as they do the other games. So there's people who don't like the new games either because of what they are or because they're not the same experience. And then those of us that do like the new experience also still want the old experience. Is that sort of where you're at with that?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's tough. Some of these games now are good for single playthroughs, and the older games are all good for multiple playthroughs, but you can still do multiple playthroughs of the new games. It's just with a lot of added material.
Yeah.
Darian, thoughts?
Yeah, like Jay mentioned, it's nice to see them use. I do like them using like the legends as sort of like a test run
Hmm.
for. They can like use this as like you said their experimental thing.
Right.
Because obviously we found things that aren't going to be like I don't think we're ever going to see agile and strong style moves in a real Pokemon game. Even though I really do enjoy it because it
Oh
added
yeah, you
another
did say
layer of
you want to see
strategy.
that.
I do want to see that back because it adds strategy, but that's probably not what we're going to see. But yeah, I would probably prefer like the majority of us have has said keep the regular Pokemon games the traditional turn-based style, and then Legends can be your fun experimental kind of series.
Hmm.
You get to use all these cool things and whatnot. What level are you?
Yeah.
58.
So you guys remember how I said I wasn't gonna do any side quests while we do this?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I sat on a random park bench, and there was a Gumi there when I got up, and he had the quest circle over his head. So I think that was quest 20 I just did. A cop came and asked me questions about the Gumi.
Oh yeah, if it was your Gumi or
Yeah, if
not,
it
and
was
you're
my
just like
Gumi.
sitting here like, no, it's not my
So no,
Gumi.
it's not my Gumi. So yeah, again, this game is just too good, man. The game's just too good. I knew something would drag me in. I just didn't expect to sit on a park bench and start a whole quest because
Yeah.
I turned it to nighttime and there was a Gumi there. How can I say no? How can I say no to Gumi? We love Gumi. So I just did that whole quest. So I was listening to what Jay was saying, but I had to like really work hard there to capture what was going on and then also hear him out. Wait, did I just make it daytime? Wait, why is it daytime? I sat on a park bench again for no reason. Okay, hold on. All right. So we covered. Uh oh well, we can talk more about Lumios. What did you guys think about the wild zones? outside of the context of the story. Gameplay wise, how were the Wild Zones?
I don't like
Uh,
Wild Zone 17.
yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, Wild Zone 17 gives me PTSD.
But
That's
other than
not the
that, I do.
question.
Because I know what, like we talked about earlier, people didn't like how the area was all in one map. But I
Yeah,
do like how they were able to still feel like they had different biomes.
yeah,
Like obviously
Hmm.
we have the snow one.
yeah. Which got,
We
I think that got
had
changed
the
to ice, right? Because some
yeah.
Pokemon.
It's like an icy kind of area. We have the like the electrical area, which only has like two electric types for some reason. Um, but yeah, I enjoy the. I like you said, I like how they are incorporated into the story with them adding more and more. Oh, I'm right next to 17. Okay, I don't like that. But yeah, I like they were implemented well for. They did the best they could with being stuck in this city, but I think they did a good job with them.
Yeah, gameplay wise, it's a
Yeah.
lot harder to justify. But yeah, I mean the because the identity of it, even just gameplay wise, is that Pokemon are attracted to the city, and this is how we're keeping them at bay. Perfect. No other need for explanation there from me. I think that justified it enough for me, and it changed throughout the game as well.
Right.
And obviously now that we're in post game, both story wise and gameplay wise, we're at a point now where this just exists. But come DLC with all the portals, we don't even have to think about that because we're gonna be traveling to weird
Yeah,
underside
we get to go to
Lumios.
hyperspace Lumios, and we'll
Yep.
go to hyperspace Wild Zone 17. And
Oh no, and then get like a bunch of like Blacephalon throwing their heads at us. That would
that'd
be
be
fun.
pretty cool,
That would
actually.
be funny. All right. So Jay, what did you think about the Wild Zones?
Um, I also agree. 17 is PTSD.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
I think they were interesting. I like that it it didn't stick like there's there's 20 wild zones and they didn't do
20
like
total. Well, not, well,
they
19 and
didn't
then
do
20's post
they
game.
yeah, but they didn't do the generic of like, oh, most of these zones hold this type and this
Hmm.
type and that type.
Right.
It's each each zone was unique and I like it. I think I'll say it like this is probably, even though they're not counted as zones, probably my favorite areas are the sewers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those are
because
pretty
that's
cool.
where you got two of your
Um,
team members.
exactly. But yeah, I mean like the wild zones I think is a good way of like, exactly like putting the Pokemon in the city
Right.
because, in
And just
X
keeping
and
everybody
Y,
safe.
there's X and Y, there's no Pokemon in the city other than like Fletchling.
Right. Yeah,
So it's
like in
like, oh,
Castelia, they have not only the sewers, but they also had like a sort of high rise with grass
mhm,
outside for Pokemon to spawn in. But other than that, most of the time you don't really get Pokemon in cities, anyways. And
yeah.
now that you said that, I can't help but think that's kind of why this game needs to exist, right? Like, give us an experience where we're able to have both city and like area for Pokemon. That's just something that they've never done really to this depth. Not just at scale, but like literally just ever. Like we've never really had a game that's just like, oh, this city has a bunch of Pokemon. There's a lot of ROM hacks that do that, right? There's a lot of ROM
Yeah.
hacks that'll
Mhm.
put grass into cities or something, but never in like a 3D sort of space like this. Now that you got me thinking about it.
Yeah.
If there's an area with Pokemon in it, it's usually off to the side. But not only that, but I think jump in if you agree. I think the most interesting part about their inclusion of sort of like routes in the city is that it's not just that. Like Jay said, there's the sewers, but there's also the rooftops. There's just small little areas where bird Pokemon can fly around. Flabebe are found in flower beds. The rare Pokemon aren't even in the wild areas to begin with. Like a lot of them are outside the zones and just in the city. Like Dratini, Larvitar, they can be found random places on the
Mhm.
roof. Gumi can
Eevee. I mean, like
Eevee,
well, I know. Well, I know Eevee and Pikachu you can find later, but
right?
I mean, like if you wanted to get them early, they're rare encounter. like
Right.
you can find outside of the wild zones before you even unlock them.
Right.
And they're even in their own respective wild zones, they're still
They're
a
still rare
rare
encounter.
encounter to
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, you have like three Pikachu that spawn in area 3, and then in area 19, that's the most common spot for Eevee to spawn, but you still have to
17?
get lucky with it.
Am I missing one?
Mhm.
Okay, so you did mention area 17. So if we can all agree that area 17 is the scariest and the least likable area, it's also pretty small, to be fair. There's not really much to do other than get mauled by lions. What is your
I
favorite
think.
wild area in this game, or wild zone? I'm trying to be
I'm looking
politically
at the
correct
map.
because this isn't
You go ahead,
Sword and
Aaron.
Shield.
I like Wild Zone 4, the
Okay,
graveyard. The graveyard's pretty cool.
Great Area is pretty cool.
Mhm.
And then was it Wild Zone 13? 15 because it's full of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on,
Mm-hmm.
what's the description say? It says something about bugs, and I was like, I'm gonna like this place. This narrow. Oh no, that's the ghost one. Whatever. But yeah, Wild Zone 4 is cool. 17 is 17. I do like the snow one's not bad.
Okay.
And what's
Yeah.
this? Wild Zone 16. I think this is one with the Froakie on the tower in the
Oh
middle
yeah,
of the.
that jumps
Yeah,
Yeah.
down.
this
Yeah.
yeah, this is pretty cool. I like it with right next to the Rest Syndicate. I also really like 16. It's got like these shallow pools. Yeah, I like this place. What on earth is in front of this thing here? There's something glowing on the ground. Is this a quest that I missed?
All right,
Looks
Jay.
like there's
What?
something on the ground where the shooting star fell. Oh, from the Starmie thing? A moonstone. Oh, sick.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you.
You got one. Jay, what's your favorite wild zone?
Oh, my favorite? Probably two. I like the I'm a sucker for like the pond with the bridges and stuff.
That place is very nice.
Um
Oh yeah, the Magikarp jumping
aesthetically,
up to greet
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Honestly, I also like Wild Zone 20.
Yeah.
Um
Oh
it
my
just
goodness.
it's just aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm. It
Is
is.
that what I think it is?
I like Wild Zone 20. It's my favorite one. It's kind of a default answer, obviously, because it's easy to remember the first and last. But
Mhm.
the thing that I just liked
Because you
generally about
answered
all the
me.
wild zones is just
I'm
the
gonna
fact
die.
that they all had their own little specialization.
Don't give me
But
no
20
money.
is special because not only does
Hell
it cap
no.
off the journey, but it also keeps that ruined tower design. The Prism Tower is just completely destroyed, and it's become this place for Pokemon. Because the story, which we'll talk about shortly, um,
Look at
does
Vince.
talk. It does circle around a lot with the idea of coexistence, which is a very big theme in Pokemon. And I just think that it's just so beautiful the way that they used that space in the post game. Especially because we weren't able to see the Prism Tower at all throughout the entire game. And then we get to the end fight, and it's like, well, the tower's not destroyed, and they didn't cop out. They kept it that way. You know, we could have
Mm.
fast forward to them completing the tower again in like 2 seconds, but they didn't. They
Mhm.
committed to it, and now the
Yeah.
canon is that 5 years after X and Y, Lumio suffers a massive crisis, and the Prism Tower is destroyed, which is not going to be good for the future of Kalos. Kalos is actually a pretty crazy region now that we think about it. Like
Yeah.
you get a lot of good endings. I don't think Kalos got a good ending. Okay.
For either game.
All right. Any other minor things about the game that we haven't talked about yet? Minor. Darian, listen to the word minor. Subtopic. Just a subtopic.
I'm good.
Mm,
Okay. Jay.
I think I'm good.
All right. So let's move on to the actual story.
This woman is gonna destroy
I think
me.
that's the only other thing. Yeah, the only other thing that we haven't really touched on yet is the story. So, we're trapped in Lumios. We cannot leave. Okay, I'll start with this. Right, my headcanon is that my character is a photographer. Why? Because ever since they introduced the camera to the game, I've loved taking pictures in the game. I took a bunch of pictures that are now gone forever of us going through uh, Scarlet and Violet for the first time. That was fun. I liked the picture idea in even as early as Gen 6 with Phil the cameraman. I thought that was really cool. And I took a fair amount of pictures during the actual story, and I'm glad that they keep photography in because again, it's a very immersive aspect of the story. And I say that to say this game had me hooked from start to finish. Uh, in terms of just overall, when you think of the story, like what comes to mind with you guys?
Sorry, I'm in a very
Um,
intense battle.
I see that.
I'll go then. For me, I see it as a nice. It's a good story. I like it. But I also, as someone who played X and Y, I also see it as the game that everyone asked for back in 2014,
Right.
uh, Pokemon Z.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and pretty much, I mean, that's why for me, it's near and dear to my heart because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
dag, it's like we finally got more story for a Pokemon like Zygarde, who, like you see in X and Y, but you don't know what he's supposed to be. And at this point, this is where like Game Freak was like, yeah, we're not making third games anymore.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, so we're just not gonna talk about that legendary Pokemon that you had in the back of this cave?
Right. Or Zygarde.
Wait,
Not Zygarde.
yeah,
Or Volcanion or
yeah, Volcano,
Diancie. Dude,
yeah, like
Diancie has nothing to do with that game. No. Huh. I mean,
I say only context you get for Diancie is in the movie.
yeah.
uh, but no,
She's whooping my ass.
no, the story is great. Um, I think for people who played the original X and Y, I feel like those are the people that gain the most
Yeah, I
from the
think I think
story.
that everyone that loves X and Y should at least give the game a chance. Like, I
Hmm.
don't care about the price tag. I don't care. Pay as much money as it costs. Just try. Just do it. It's good for you. Like,
Hmm.
you cannot possibly be a fan of X and Y and not play this game. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm gatekeeping now. I'm gatekeeping now. This game is an absolute treat, like you said, for
Oh,
Kalos fans, and people are gonna, keep. They're always gonna complain. Oh, we only get one city. That's all you need. That's all you need. All you need is Kalos. This is in Kalos. We have Kalos. Most people live their entire lives in one spot, but you can't play a video game that takes place in one spot. Come on now. Come on now. If you have all that money, why don't you just start traveling? Travel the whole region of the United States. Go ahead. On foot. With a bike. Go ahead.
do it now.
If it's such a big deal, go ahead. Move. Leave the comfort of your home. Wander the streets with your dog. Come on. Let's be real here.
Good
It's not a big
flinch.
deal.
Good crit.
Um let's see, Darren, what battle are you doing right now?
I'm fighting the Furfrou Elite Four champion,
Oh yeah,
and she is
that fight.
waxing me.
Ain't no
Yeah,
way.
that fight is good. That
And she
fight
has a
is.
shiny Furfrou because she's the
She
goat.
does? They put that in the
Yeah,
game? That's crazy.
yeah. That's her.
It's
That's her
level
ace.
60. Get I lost.
You lost? What Pokemon are you
Yeah,
using?
it's like because you can only
You have
bring
to use Furfrou. You have to use
Oh, you can
Furfrou.
only. Oh, okay, yeah. I lost that
Alright.
mission
Alright, she's a dog. She's
with
a dog. No pun intended.
that too.
We'll come back later. You're
I haven't
lucky I
done
don't have
that
my
one, but I lost the other
Lucario.
one that was like that.
That's my first whiteout, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay. You've been to Wild Zone 17. Don't lie.
Well, like in a battle.
Okay.
In a trainer battle, that might be the first time they'll ever beat me.
Shinka.
Touche, ma'am.
Alright, so Darian, in terms of the story, what comes to mind? Like what things are you coming away from this game with after playing this one?
I did, and I enjoyed the story a lot. To keep piggybacking as a, because we just got done playing X and Y. It was
Yep.
nice to come back. Obviously my favorite part was when we were finding out about Team Flare Nouveau.
Right.
I did not expect to go back to the laboratory, but
Mm-mm.
that was such a treat.
Sandre's
to see more
lab.
Team Flare
The
stuff.
Yeah.
Sandre's lab, yeah.
Yeah, that was so fun to go to. I think he has an interesting part in the story.
Mhm.
It was nice to see him come back. I freaked out about that. So,
Yep.
and I know we'll probably get to that in a minute, but along with the story comes the characters. Like we've been
Yep.
saying, the characters are
I have the full list.
the characters are good. There is well, we'll talk about it later. 'Cause
Even
I've seen
Manny. Even Manny.
I've seen it when we talk about characters. I'll bring it up because I've seen a new narrative forming online that I think is actually pretty interesting.
Okay.
But other than that, it's
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead on it when we start with characters.
yeah. Other than that, but yeah, the story is fun. It's nice. I do like the climactic parts are good.
Mhm.
It was just a good time. I enjoyed the storyline.
All right.
Not much more to say. It was a good
What do
time.
you guys think was the greatest slog of the game story wise? What part of the game was the hardest for you to get through?
Probably trying to find Gwen with Ivor.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, for
felt that
sure.
drug on a lot.
That was a long one.
Normally you'd probably think someone might think, well, how I do like talking about slogs and how it wasn't a slog. It was nice that we got moved in that we just got boosted up the rankings because based on how the game is paced,
Yeah.
getting from Z to A would have taken forever.
It would have actually been terrible.
So
I'm
that
glad.
they did a good job with that. But yeah, the finding Gwen with Ivor I think that took a little too long. Because we go
Yeah.
here's like, oh, what kind of ghost reading is it? Oh no, that was a Shuppet. Let's go over here. Oh no, that was a Ghastly. Let's go over here. Oh no, that was it. But we did
Yeah.
get to go to the sewers. The sewers
Oh,
was
yeah.
cool.
Oh no, you're talking about two. You're talking about her mission. So
Yeah,
both
like
her
the main
mission.
one. Yeah.
No, because you remember she has a side mission where she's
Yeah, with
helping
the
Gengar.
the Gengar. That
Oh,
one.
yeah, you
so
are
the-
thinking about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, the
but
sewer in the sewer we had to go through that entire
yeah.
section.
No, that's long.
Yeah,
that still did
that is long.
that did still. Take
I would agree with him that
But-
might be the biggest slog of the game.
But
Oh,
yeah,
no,
both
I
of those
agree.
parts both of those missions, the side mission and the regular one, took a good bit.
Yeah, but getting to Gwen actually made it kind of worth it though for me. in the
Yeah.
Oh
end.
yeah, absolutely.
Because we already had met her during the Dynamo
Quizzes.
arc of the story.
Yeah.
But
I was
it
like, yo,
just
who's
didn't.
that? She looks cool.
Yeah, she just seems to be just a character that they designed well, and it
Yeah.
didn't even occur to me that she would be a main character because I like to do this thing where I divide my attention between critical thinking and actually enjoying something, because the best way to do it is to enjoy it and then go back and look at it afterwards. Which is why, again, I'm like, dang, dude, Scarlet and Violet, kind of the bane of my existence right now. I don't want to play through that whole game again. It doesn't look nearly as good as this game. It's got all kinds of crap going around all the time on the Switch too. So I'm getting like spawn camped by wild Pokemon. But I mean, again, every game has its ups and downs, and I think it's important that we at least say that. So are we all in agreement that Ivor and just like the Fist of Justice part was the worst part of the game?
Yes.
Is there another part of the game that you would say is worse than that?
Nah, I think Ivor looking for Gwen is probably the biggest slog. I say
The ending almost was too long.
Yeah, I
Going
agree.
from checkpoint to checkpoint.
Yeah, I
Finding
think,
the rogue
but I
members
think
and then the fight.
it's justified for the ending.
Yeah, it
but
was all-
if
like, it
that
was
was like
almost-
mid game, that would be inexcusable.
Yeah,
I say-
it was
I mean-
almost a little too much, but it turned out fine.
I think that the ending was fine. I say it to me. I always expect
was challenging.
The last,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
tough.
It
yeah,
was challenging.
absolutely.
I was kind
I
of just
do.
go ahead.
It did give me a new love for Zygarde because I was just like, dang, this dude is
He's going.
Zygarde
He's
complete
going in.
is aura farming like
Yeah.
the quote unquote quick time events of unleashing like 1,000 waves and
Yeah.
Yeah,
land arrows or what I know I said them
Yeah.
wrong, but
1,000 waves, 1,000 arrows, and then like core
yeah,
buster
And,
breaker.
that Corn Forcer
yeah.
finisher
Something.
move.
Corn
bro?
first, yeah,
Corn
Boy,
Forcer.
boy, oh boy.
All right, we got
and-
it. We
and
figured
I was
out the 3 moves.
yeah, and I'm
Why
like,
does he have 3 signature moves? By the way, what's up with
hey,
that?
I don't care. I don't care.
No other Pokemon has
think-
that many signature
so-
moves.
I think it's for each form.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So core and force is for complete.
That's an alpha hound.
Yep.
I think
then, like-
thousand arrows is for 50%, and land wave or something is for 15
Oh,
or
also,
10.
oh yeah, it has. Does it have 4? It has 1,000
No.
waves, 1,000 arrows, Corn Forcer, and Land's Wrath. It has 4.
Oh yeah, Land's
Oh,
Wrath is
it has
50%.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
Zygarde.
that's the crazy
So-
part. No,
so-
and now it
okay,
has
so-
another one because Mega
Nihil
Zygarde
Light.
has Nihil
Yeah.
Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Nice,
this
Zygarde,
Pokemon's
dude.
overhyped. That's crazy.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
at least
okay.
I'm grateful that he's the only Pokemon with those moves.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
how
you-
long? You know.
Did you see what I? Did you see what I? You saw what I said about Nihil Light, right? How
Nah,
busted that move is.
I'll
Until
say the only,
how long until Mega Mewtwo Z gets Nihil Light?
bruh, I'll say the
my
only
gosh.
Pokemon that
Or
should get
Mega Rayquaza.
Nihil Light. The
Is
only,
Mega
the only
Zygarde, yeah.
Pokemon that should get Nihil Light is probably freaking
Necrozma? Necrozma would be sick.
Necrozma.
Oh, Necrozma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And maybe Land's Wrath should go to freaking
Groudon.
Groudon. That's about it.
I'll give it to Garchomp. They still haven't given Garchomp
Give
Dragon
it to
Dance.
Garchomp is wild. That's a wild thing.
Garchomp
That's crazy.
still doesn't have Dragon Dance though. Make it happen,
I know,
Gangster. Do it.
I know this doesn't make a difference, but
Give it
I
to her.
said it was my pet peeve is that they got so for Alligator can't learn Ice Punch anymore, and I was just like, bro, what?
Yeah, they did restrict some moves in this game, and then they also gave some Pokemon new moves. Obviously,
I said I get
Alpha
Sword
Collection.
Stand, I get Sword Stance, but not Dragon Dance.
Hmm.
That's okay. That's
All
okay.
right. So
It's a little pet peeve.
right. So in terms of story, let's just kind of go through it all, and then I guess we'll introduce the characters as we go, because there's a lot of story beats. First and foremost, we are centering around AZ 5 years after the events of X and Y. If you guys remember, in X and Y, he created an ultimate weapon that destroyed the world, but first he used it to revive a Pokemon that he loved that died in war. It wasn't enough. He was still angry, so he nuked the world. And then I don't even what even happened to him after that? Floette leaves him, and then
roamed around for 3,000
a
years.
few God knows how long of that 3,000 years later, somebody asks him to create a system to help protect Lumiose City.
Oh
And-
no. He said okay. So he said it.
Okay.
So going back 3,000 years,
Yes.
I say he created the ultimate weapon.
Right.
And I think the ultimate weapon was meant to revive. And
It was meant
because
to
the-
revive, and then it wasn't
It was
until-
life and because
It
it
takes
was
life.
life and destruction. So
Yeah.
it took life to revive Floette.
Right.
Floette left him. He
Mhm.
said, I think in the lore it's 1,000 years before where we're at now. So 2,000 years later, he
Mhm.
built the
Built Ange.
Lumiose, huh?
Ange.
Ange. He builds the Ange, on the Lumiose tower, and then after the basically 995 years later,
Yep.
that's where Floette
That's
end of X and Y
end of XY.
shows up.
And
Yeah.
Floette. And now we have more context as to why Floette shows up. It's not just a redemption story. It's also the fact that the two have something that's left undone. So fast forward to 5 years later, we get and again, this is just gonna make me sad talking about this, but we get Hotel Z, which AZ explains is his final domain because he knows he's dying.
Mhm.
And in those 4 years up until the year that we finally get here, we don't know the order per se. But he only has 5 years. We know that he only has 5 years to have set up the plot of the story. So at some point he meets our first character, whose name I am definitely not looking up. And we're not going to use the male character's name.
Tawny?
Well, no, I was thinking of the other one. But yeah, we're not going to use his name
because
because he's
Urbane.
Urbane. Yeah,
That's-
because Urbane is not a real character.
No
It's
one knows.
Tawny.
No
Tawny's
one knows
canon.
that.
All right.
Bane. I don't even know who that is. Don't
He's
do that.
he's yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know who that is. Get that out of here. I say, Herbain?
Urbane? You mean
Urban.
urban
Kurt
redevelopment program?
Urban, dude. Kurt Urban.
Hell no.
Urbane? I'm pretty sure you mean the urban redevelopment
Gross.
program. Urbane? Yes, urban
Gross.
redevelopment, not urbane redevelopment. Come on now.
The
We got that.
AZ
Gross.
picks Tani
More
up
French.
off the streets. She is in Lumio's pop quiz. Why?
She's looking
The
for
fine.
somebody.
She's trying to find her parents,
Her mother.
or
Yeah.
find her mom,
Her
or
mother.
something
Jay,
like that.
have you gotten to level 15 in the Infinite ZA Royale?
No, hell no.
All right, your ass is getting
Okay.
spoiled. I don't care.
Yeah,
So it turns out she's looking for her mother. And so that's why she's in the city. We also have two other characters that AZ takes in, and their names are
Lydia and Naveen.
Lida and Naveen. Lida,
Naveen.
Luda, and Naveen.
Lydia, whatever,
Yeah.
however you say it.
Yeah, I hate how they do this to us.
Mhm.
This is the only good
so-
argument for
so-
voice acting in Pokemon is
Yeah.
pronouncing these
Yeah.
crazy names they come up with.
So before we talk about them,
Uh-huh.
we're all in consensus that
She is
whatever her
Tiana's
name.
little sister, yes.
yeah,
1000%.
absolutely.
1000%. So Tiana makes it big in 5 years. That's all I've learned from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard he went to Unova. There was a NPC that talks about someone going to Unova who's very good at dancing. So I
Really?
can only assume it is heavily implied that leaders were older brothers. In fact, Tina, we don't know. Wikipedia literally says unnamed older brother. We don't know. It could be anyone. It could be Joe Schmo.
It could be John Pokemon for all we know. Who's that? Oh, that's an alpha Absol on the roof. So yeah, so Lita's whole thing is that she wants to follow in those footsteps and become a professional dancer. And Naveen is a black man whose family does not tolerate weakness of any sort and oppresses his masculinity by considering it a weakness. Right, Jay?
Huh?
Right, Jay? That's Naveen's story.
Huh?
His grandma thinks he's corny for wanting to make clothes. He's not allowed to do that at home. That's abusive as heck. It's wild. It's what every black mom does to their boy in the 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, he's a stereotypical just black character.
He is not a stereotypical black character. Come on, dude.
Well,
He doesn't loot.
like when it comes to family, yes.
Yeah, when it comes to family, yes. That's kind of the point I was making. But also, he doesn't loot.
No. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like when it comes to family, I was like, Dad.
Yeah, that's me. He's
like,
me. He's
that's
me for real. Yeah. Yeah, no, Naveen might be the best written black character I've seen in a while, especially from this side of the globe. Black people better appreciate Naveen more because he is what every normal black boy goes through growing up. If they don't like football, if they like video games instead, if they like writing, if they like anything that doesn't seem like a black man's thing, you get ridiculed in the 2000s. All right, you probably still get ridiculed now. In fact, I guarantee you get ridiculed now for being a black boy growing up and having a quirky interest. So that I think that's the most important part of his character. Not too much else is going to come into play with this character. But that in terms of first impressions, he probably has a better reason than Lida, especially. I mean, she's here because she doesn't live in Lumios, right? Like she's not from Lumios, is she?
No, I think they said
none of these characters are from Lumios except for Naveen.
Lita, where are you from?
Unless Naveen also just completely left home. No, because he goes home sometimes, so he has to live in Lumios. Right? Oh,
Yes.
I don't know Pokemon out. Oh, you guys looking it up now? Oh, no.
Oh, that's right. That's why she's there. I forgot about that.
What?
Because she had her roommate left, and she's like, "How am I going to pay for rent by myself?"
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
she's not from Lumios. Tawny's not from
Yeah.
Lumios. Main character is not from Lumios, but Naveen is.
I wonder where our main character's from.
And he hangs out at Hotel Z because he's been made emasculated at home for liking clothes. And then AZ is not from Lumios, unless he is. Unless he's from ancient Lumios.
I mean, I don't think anything from X and Y or this game explains where he's from,
Yeah, no.
other than ancient
He's from
times.
Kalos. He's from Kalos.
Yeah.
That's all we know. So those are our quote unquote main characters. You come into the city, and Tawny's like, "Hey, can you help me shoot a promo?" And then a Pancham takes your bag, and then you get involved, and then you're part of Team MZ. What is Team MZ? Would anyone like to explain what Team MZ is? Team MZ is AZ's last shot at fixing all of his wrongs before he dies. I think that's a good way of describing it, right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
There's a point in the game near the end where he says "my Team MZ." I honestly like. I don't know. Have you guys picked up any other indication that like this is a team that Tawny made instead of AZ?
I think it's definitely AC.
I think it was AZ as well.
Yeah.
But the name, I mean, I could see it going either way. Because there's like Mega Evolution and then there's Hotel Z. So, I mean, that the name itself could be just like the kids had figured it out. And then AZ obviously adapts it. But AZ needed a strong trainer to help him and Floette succeed where the mistakes of his past had come in. And so through that journey, obviously we go through all of Lumios. We get to meet a bunch of different characters. And one thing that we could talk about before we get into all the exact characters, did you guys think we were going to get a faction-driven game here? Because like everyone's a part of a faction, apparently.
Oh yeah, no,
they really said let's make Saints Row 2.
Yeah, we had the Fist of Justice, we had the Rust Syndicate, we had the who were the we even had the daggum the Lumios Protection Committee or whoever the heck they were, the protesters.
Oh yeah, we had some protesters.
Yeah.
It would have been great to get more, but I'm sure they ran out of time to do anything with that.
I'm pretty sure there's.
But that was technically a little side mission, but it's fine that they didn't flesh it out because again, like the whole point of the entire story was trying to figure out where Lumios goes in the middle of this crisis where Pokemon are now more prevalent than ever in the city. And a lot of side quests also dive into people appreciating Pokemon more or wanting to interact with Pokemon more. And these are just city folk. So these aren't like all trainers that go around and collect gym badges. A lot of these people are just normal workers. They have jobs in Lumios, and they are learning to do their job with this new hindrance, which can also become a benefit. All right, so let's just go through all the characters. That is sort of backstory. We will get through all the plot beats as we go, I'm sure. So technically, the first character is Vinny. First character on our list here after the main cast is Vinny. He and Jet were shown a little bit during the campaign before the game came out, but Vinny's technically a big character in the story according to the list of characters. He's up here. So, I don't know. What do you guys think of Vinny? There's not really too much to say about him. He has a very strong supporting role in the game.
Yeah, nothing to really say.
Yeah, I like Vinny. He's kind of just he's
got.
I don't know. Cool, we don't really see Quasartico as much as you probably
as much think. As 99% of gamers will say.
Yeah, they're kind of just
we do there. Okay. Well, let's get into Quasartico then, because that's technically a faction. Quasartico is a holotech company, and they used their resources in order to help create the wild zones. They are aware of what's going on with the Prism Tower, and they are using the ZA Royale as a way to help AZ find a trainer strong enough to Mega Evolve Floette and shut down Ange. That is what Quasartico does. That is their role in this game. And then in the post game, we figure out the full story. So Vinny, he's got that cool Baneri headband that I'd want because I use stuff like that.
Pancham.
And Pancham, yep. But I want the Baneri one because I'm fruity like that. He also adds a Baneri to his team for some reason. Do you guys remember anything about like what his obsession with those Pokemon are?
I don't know. Literally, when you battle him to go to whenever you battle him to go to F rank, he's like, I don't know why I have this Baneri here. I probably would have done better if I didn't have it. I just added it.
Yeah, I just added this Baneri to my team. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like, does he have a family? Like, I thought he would have like a family or
Let's
something.
see
You know?
here. What does the internet know about Vinny in the
Yeah,
couple
you can go
a
ahead.
week or so this game's been out?
We'll circle back. But like, I thought it's like, oh, dude, maybe he has like a girl at home. Maybe he has kids. Like, we don't know anything about this guy in his
I say
personal life.
I say not to jump too much,
Go ahead.
but we don't know too much about Quarterco at all. I say we don't really
Well,
even know
you
too
don't
much
know
about
much about
Jet.
Quasartico at all. Darian and I know about Quasartico because we finished the post game.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought they were gonna be the
We'll
bad
get
guys.
into it. We will get into it here in a second. But it's like,
Especially there was one thing that Naveen was saying, like, what did he say? Like I thought they were doing something to trigger Rogue Mega Evolution
oh yeah,
to kind of
yeah.
like
I think
benefit
you and
themselves.
everybody else was like suspicious
Yeah,
of
I was like,
Quasartico being like the
that's
bad
weird.
guy.
But
Turns
I
out,
know,
no, they just knew what was going on.
yeah, and I know we're getting into the side characters, but the one thing that the thing I was talking about earlier when I was talking about is, we like Tawny as a person, but I'm seeing a lot of people not like her like as a character
Yeah,
because
that's copium, dude.
because they're talking.
She's a really
I
good
know, but like
character.
they're talking, but she is good. But then they're talking about how her loan made us become flunkies to Rush Syndicate.
So
They're talking about one of the big ones is they're talking about how she stole the moment at the end of the game when we beat her,
nah.
but still got to go up there and do the
Yeah,
Mega
that's
Evolution
just
stuff.
chill. That's just childish at that point.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll get into it. We will get into it.
Yeah,
Please keep those aside so that we can go into it. Oh yeah, Darren, you had something. You was that the post or did you have another post that you want
that
to talk
was that
about?
was that was the Tony thing. That was it.
Oh, okay. The tiny thing was the post that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Okay.
even know if I can still find it, but whatever. It's neither here nor
Okay. Well,
there.
let me know if you do because I think it's something cool there. I forget what it was though. Because we're all multitasking, playing the game and talking about the game. Um, yeah, we'll get into that with Toddy specifically at the end because it's hard
Oh, I found
because
it. All right, cool.
it yeah. Okay, bring that up. Tell me about it.
All right. So I just finished the game and I can't help thinking all the destruction could have been prevented if Tawny would have just admitted defeat, that I whooped her at the tower. Follett clearly needed the actual strongest trainer to go out there, but instead got a second-class screw-up, which that's a bit harsh,
Yeah, that's harsh.
who caused the group constant problems throughout the whole game. They also get to the point how, I mean, I don't know how they would have implemented. See, this is one of the things that I don't know how they implemented this,
Mm-hmm.
because also people are mad. It's like, she stole our wish. We both won, but we like infinite ZA Royale. I don't know how they could implement a custom wish for our character in the game. I just don't think that's
Yeah,
possible.
like okay, yeah,
Um,
we'll get into that with the end of the game.
why did she just also steal my wish? You have two wishes, and you combine them. I think she's okay. I was gonna wish for a shiny Tepig, but Tony ruins everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
see,
like
you
that's
can't.
something
There's
that you're
nothing they
not
can.
going to be able to fucking
There's
figure that
nothing
out.
there's nothing coded
There's no
into
way
the
to
game.
code that.
Yeah.
They would have to waste God knows how many hours putting in every possible
Because knowing
thing.
me, I would say, yeah, let
And
me
then
get
like,
that
you
Ledyonite.
can get
Thank
a
you.
shiny Tepig
Yeah.
easily. It's just do 1,000 battles, complete the rest of it, get the shiny charm, and then go over to. It's not easy, but it is possible to get a shiny Tepig. Especially because
Okay.
there's a bench there, you can easily get a shiny Tepig. So yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the
Oh,
end
and
of the
that's
game.
okay. Never mind. I think this comment just killed the whole thing. Okay, never mind. It's not even important anymore.
Okay, cool.
They said I thought they made a fair point that yeah, with if was us there, with us up in the tower,
They did make a good point.
how are we gonna get to Zygarde and
Yeah,
do all this stuff?
again, it's
What-
one of those things that like if you're experiencing it, you at first you're on board with what's going on, but it
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense that one, Zygarde is the trainer that chose you. Two, Tawny and Floette are a lot closer than you and Floette are.
Right.
So in terms of like the mechanics of Mega Evolution, she would probably be a better choice. The only reason why we have a chance there is because they want, in addition to the basic Mega Evolution, they want a Mega Evolution user that is the strongest to help. But if we went in that tower, I guarantee you the same thing would have happened. Guarantee you the same exact thing would have happened. And again, I'll try and save those thoughts for Endgame because I did think about this a lot. All right. So, we also meet Emma. What about Emma, guys? What do we think about Emma? Do not talk about her ass.
Emma had a nice little glow. Her ass isn't even all that. I don't know what the people are freaking out about.
Dude,
I don't
it's
get
the
it.
only thing the only thing that we think about every day. according
I
to.
just like her glow up as a character. I don't know where Looker is. He probably still has amnesia. I want Looker as well.
Looker left as soon as the Gen 6 post game ended, so
Yeah, just come on back. Come back home.
it's been
I
5
miss you.
years, dude. Looker's probably like stuck on some island in Southeast Asia right now for Gen 10.
Maybe.
Um, but yeah, I think
Emma's
that
cool.
it's
She
cool that
also
Emma. It's good that we got to see it, especially because she's a character that a lot of people didn't really know about because they didn't do the post game of X and Y, or they did the post game of X and Y once 10 years ago. Um, yeah, no, I'm happy to see her. I didn't realize it. When we first got this game announced, people thought that we were going in the past again. So when it was time for them to reveal Emma's new design, easily went over my head until we actually got her revealed. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was a character, and she had like a more generic. Hold on, I think she have like a more generic trainer sprite.
So I could
she had like
I can tell
pigtails or
you.
something.
So she had long hair. She had like almost a schoolgirl outfit, but with a little cardigan.
Yeah, she was literally a schoolgirl trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's really cool. She has
The only
a
thing-
super cool
the only
arc
thing I
in
was
X and Y.
slightly
It's another one of those
disappointed
crazy things that happens in Pokemon every now and then.
with-
And then the fact that she keeps the expansion suit and she goes around Lumios helping everybody else cool. It sucks that we didn't really get to do more with her, but they did. But at the same time, that's kind of in her sort of capacity as like that sort of end game trainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So at least like to capacity of the character that we knew, she fits right in. If they wanted to do more with her, I would have welcomed it. But also maybe they designed her and realized, hey, we got Gooners in our audience. We got to get them on train with the new characters.
I was ever so slightly disappointed because I know one of her dialogue options was, "I'm not." I was told not. I don't use the suit unless it's an emergency.
Yeah, and she
I
never
would have
uses the
really
suit.
loved to see. I really would have loved to see
Wait,
some
but
stuff
there
off of it.
is a DLC.
It was a DLC,
And there's
and
a
it's
mystery in the
and
DLC.
and the situation seems rather
And
dire as well.
and
Going
Emma
into
is a
football.
post-game character.
I want to see some. I want to see
I
some
want to
suit
see some
action.
expansion suit in the
I
DLC.
want to see some expansion suits. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I hope Emma's in the DLC. It would make it makes a lot more sense than her being front and center the entire game. For her to then instead be like a really big part of the post game. Wait a second.
What's a Mega Sableye?
So, do you want to know when Pokemon Horizons takes place?
When is that?
5 years ago. Because there is a version of Emma in Pokemon Horizons, the Mega arc, the Mega Evolution arc.
That's right. I'm so rated. I can't wait till we watch Horizons again. It was so good.
It's such a long show and it's still not over, but it's gonna be great to go back and watch it.
It's gonna be so good. I can't wait.
And it will obviously have to be after we watch all the Pokemon movies at this point.
True.
That's really crazy. So yeah, so Emma. Okay. No.
They had her official age on the
Crazy. She has an
on the
official
date.
age. Characters have ages in this
Are
franchise?
the Gooners in trouble?
Is she 18?
She's 21.
Okay, cool.
Thank God. they're not in trouble.
So she was supposed to be
Yeah.
16 back then? That's not believable.
Mhm.
It's not believable in the slightest.
I would say you got to remember the X and Y sprites.
It's not believable in the slightest. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, cool. So that's Emma. It's good seeing her. Hopefully she has a big role in the DLC.
Ooh, Grisham, he might fuck me up.
All right,
Grisham's
next
hard.
character we have is actually Mabel. So let's just start talking about team player. Let's just go. Let's just start talking about all the team player characters right now. New faction.
I love Mabel. I love Mabel's design.
Mabel
So
is
now-
very. I'm just gonna come out and say it, dude. She has very attractive animations in this game.
I love her crash outs to the unknown mayor.
To the mayor?
Those are also very
Dude, it's crazy that we
Yeah.
never saw who that mayor was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Mabel's cool. Serving her prison
you wanna know
sentence.
what?
Do
Okay,
some community service. Go for it, Jay.
you want to know what would be crazy?
Hmm.
And if the mayor is Clement.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I did
That's
send
fair.
that thing
Okay.
earlier.
Do we know what
There's an
Clement's
NPC
actual
that
age is in X and Y?
I don't know. Let me look. But
Because he's
there
too
was
young.
a dialogue box.
He's
There
too
was a
damn young.
dialogue box that says he's an inventor somewhere. I don't think he's around anymore.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, okay. So, yeah, this is the best part to put this in. So what had happened was a lot of people left Lumios after the events of X and Y.
Yeah.
And probably also whenever this started happening. So because Ange got powered up by Lysander activating the ultimate weapon, these events could have been in play as early as within the first year of the events of X and Y, right? Like this could have started up like immediately.
We don't know Clement's age.
And then escalated over 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's possible. So within those 5 years, a few core characters have definitely left Lumios, Clement and Bonnie being two of them. Darian finally found the text in game that talks about them. They have been mentioned, and it looks like they are no longer in Lumios.
I think there's a thread somewhere that mentions all these other characters.
But I also have this inkling that Sycamore left for completely different reasons. Because he was friends with Lysander, who then tried to kill everybody. Who then killed himself, and you know he's there at the end of X and Y. I mean, like Sycamore's still around, but he steps down as the Pokemon professor, which is something you would never expect from a Pokemon professor. And outside of Gen 9's professors, this kind of thing sort of has never happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Johto Oak is still a professor. Post game, you know, Johto Elm is still a professor. Everybody's still a professor. Rowan might be dead by this point. He's an old man. But yeah, it's a bizarre situation. It really adds to that sort of threat that this game poses when it comes to its story. It's a crazy thing to think about. What do you guys think? Like Sycamore's just gone. Bro ain't here.
Oh,
He's probably never coming back. He's probably down a bottle right now somewhere.
Right,
Like
like
our boy Roberto from Camp Tsubasa. There we go. Like our boy Roberto from Camp Tsubasa. That's just who Sycamore is now.
I mean, I say it like this is that I think, you know, because from, I looked up Clement to see his age.
Yeah.
But also, like a lot of things happened in the 5 years that, ever since that incident with Lumios, the region. For me, I think it's interesting seeing that, like, hey, okay, so where do new trainers go? I think that's what I said is like, I do kind of wish that we got to play more of this region. I say not dissing it or anything, not dissing the game.
Oh yeah, that's
I was
true.
just saying, like, I kind of want to experience what happened, not just the city,
okay, well,
but the entire region at this point. No, like that's just like if they.
I don't know. I think the
DLC,
easy. Well, I think the easy answer was perhaps Mabel at first, but right now we're kind of in a crisis. Lumios is kind of in a crisis.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they have other people working in capacity as professors, but that is a good point. Like what is going on and again, like I said, I feel like this might be the darkest conclusion to any Pokemon game since like the first like Black and White, where you don't even fight the Elite Four because things are going so bad.
Yeah, you fight Elite Four is you don't fight the champion.
Yeah.
Champions.
You don't do like an official full thing. Yeah. No. It's this. The fact that you end, and again, it's a recent thing, like Scarlet and Violet, a game where it turns out that the professor is dead and has been dead for a while. Like these things, like these are just things that they've never really worked with in the Pokemon franchise, and now we have an absolute disaster just going on in France in the Pokemon region. Like this country's screwed in the Pokemon region, right? Like even though we beat the game, even though we helped put an end to AZ, there's still the controversy of Team Flare. There's still Team Flare members out there. There, just because we have Nouveau in this game doesn't mean there's not other like factions out there. Like if you guys have ever seen Gundam, like the 1 year war in Gundam started another war. Like it started more conflicts. There's a bunch of conflicts that stem from that first one. So, in my opinion, they could easily make a sequel to this game. Easily, they could easily make a sequel to this game and have us explore more of Kalos. It could be like a black. So if this is a black and white 2, right? This is definitely a black and white 2 kind of game, right? We got a setting after the events of the first game, and we have like its own sort of story revolving around the third legendary region. They could easily do another side story in Lumiose. Sorry, not in Lumiose. Sorry, in Kalos, and go from there. Talk more about the issues that the entire region is facing, and continue those same themes of like unity with Pokemon and all the other traumatic stuff that goes on with the X and Y story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they could easily do that. They're not going to. We're gonna get another Legends game. It's already been leaked. It's gonna be a different thing. I'm just stupid glad that they didn't go at dumb Johto, dude. They never would have been able to do something this cool with Johto in terms of like story.
Scared the shit.
I say, I mean,
And
I say it like this
Lugia
is that.
and the beasts.
I say Johto is just kind of a hard region to even play with at this point.
Yeah.
I say it like this is, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I loved me some Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but after playing it for my mono run, my tune changed because I was just like, I'm on level, like I'm sitting here at level 44 going up against the Elite Four, and I'm like, bro, where do I grind?
You don't. It's an
You
early
just
bug in the
don't.
game.
You just
There's
don't.
I
no
love
grind.
Johto as a region. I like the old
No,
Japanese.
Johto as a
aesthetic.
region has, especially for as early in the franchise as it is, it actually has a lot to offer in terms of like setting and like sort of like the quality of what's the word? It's based off Japan. It's got a lot of very strong qualities about it that are easy to pull from and easy to remember. The Kimono Girls in Heart Gold Soul Silver really do sell the story of Johto a lot better than most regions have done since.
Mhm.
But yeah, so anyways, it's back to the story.
So I was able to find a website that has all lots of references, like
Oh, it's
label
like a
every
list of
NPC dialogue.
yeah.
So apparently, this one says it seems Professor Sycamore and Trevor are in some far off region carrying out research.
Oh, nice.
So looks like Trevor got to go with Sycamore to do research. They just dipped. Does
Yep.
anyone mention these two? There's a famous dancer named Tierno who's apparently making waves in Unova, so he's in Unova.
He's in Unova.
Clement and Bonnie they went off
Doing whatever.
somewhere. Dexio and Dexio. Well, they went to Unova.
We know
to
what happened to them. They're also traveling. That's what's
Valerie
crazy
is,
though? Do you know what's crazy
she's the
though?
Fashion store.
What the heck?
Seabold went somewhere.
No. Okay, so again, like, because we see Dexio and what's her name, Cena,
Mhm.
right? We see them again in the very next game, and that is the future. That is, like how soon up until this game is that, and like is the Crisis in Lumiose happening actively? Because that's crazy to think about too. Like, did they also have to leave Lumiose because Sycamore started to do research somewhere else, or is it a situation where
oh my god,
because again I gave it a very morbid tone, but at the same time Sycamore did leave Lumiose, whether it's for research or not. Like the guy's gone.
Mhm.
Okay, how about main character? Did they make any nods to the main character? Because he would be like
I know
the
Lysander says something about years ago I was stopped by these children.
kids.
If I would have understood them, maybe I wouldn't have done what I done. That's really the only one. And then there's the painting of the Tower of Mastery, where you can see Calum in the main hall.
That's cool.
Fun fact for the X and Y fans: there's an NPC says, "Would you happen to know of a man called Mr. Bonding?" I didn't know they
Yeah.
talked about him in this game.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wild Zone, Safari Zones. less roller skating in the city. That's true. Where are my roller skates at? I want my roller skates back. Damn.
All the
Yeah,
roller skaters
that's one thing.
went south for the
Yeah,
winter.
and then the rest of the references are for clothes. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what we were talking about.
Well, we're just talking about the story. Like again, it's just baffling that we have the events of X and Y leading to an exodus in the city, which leads to a further problem in the city when Ange wakes up and starts attracting all these Pokemon. It's dark. It's dark. It's a pretty dark story to tell. Like it's you have like these hopeful kids who are from outside of Lumios for the most part, and the people who are left in Lumios, are all dealing with this new crisis because they love the city. Multiple times in the game, we have people talking about how much they love the city of Lumios and how much they want to protect it. And those are the people that stay behind. It's a cool perspective. If we compared like this cast to the original cast, including like all of your friends, like it's an interesting comparison because for them, up until Lysander turns on the holocaster and is like, "Hey, I'm blowing up the world," everything was hunky dory. Everything was fine.
Yes.
But these guys are living in that post 9/11 world where, like, yeah, some guy tried to kill us all a couple years ago, and 5 years is not a long time. Like, it's been 5 real years since COVID.
Right.
It's not a long time. Like, it's really it's a really crazy thing to think about. Because we never deal with like those post canon events in Pokemon, right? Like, because this stuff is pretty normal, right? Like a future of Hoenn where this one day like Groudon and Kyogre show up and start messing with the weather. Like it just doesn't feel as, does that feel as impactful to you guys as a man tried to use a weapon to kill the population? like it's crazy, right? It's and I'm glad that they didn't stray away from that at all with the story. Let's see. So list of characters. We didn't even really talk about Mabel, did we? We just kind of. I said let's go with Team Flare. We started talking about everybody else.
Yeah.
It's funny. She's serving a prison sentence by running a lab in Sycamore's place. There is still a picture of Sycamore, in the lab, and if you click on it, it says, even though there's no reason for it to, it has like this weird feeling that like it smells like cologne, which again just feeds my nihilistic brain. Is just like talk like the dude died, but yeah, she's cute. Her research missions are the bane of my existence. I'm at 722 out of 1,000 battles, so safe to say it's gonna take me another year to complete this.
I don't even think I've hit 500 yet. I'm at like 480 or something.
Are you guys even gonna do that? Jay, you're not doing that.
Yeah,
right?
I want the shiny
No,
charm.
no,
I'll
I'm
get it
gonna
done
do
eventually.
Oh, you're doing that, Jay?
No, I like completing. Yes, I'm doing
Okay.
that.
I'll get it done eventually.
You're usually
It's
the
not
guy
going
that's like,
anywhere.
yeah, no, that's too much.
No.
That's the shiny charm.
Bro, I completed the damn Sword and Shield decks with you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's just a Pokédex, dude. This is a grind. You have to catch 50 of every type of Pokemon, and then you also need to complete 1,000 battles. Like, that's wild.
I like playing the game. I
Okay,
say,
good.
like, I mean, like, I don't have a problem doing the battles. I say,
saying
is
I'm
it a
going nowhere.
lot?
Okay.
Guys, I'm
Yes,
telling you, you're gonna have.
but still.
Well, maybe it's just because I'm the guy that had to find out. I was like 500 out of 500, sure. And Darian hits me with the worst news of my life. Like, doesn't seem to add up. I'm
yeah,
like,
you're
please
10
add
points
up.
off. And it's also a kick in the face how that gives you 2,000 points. Like, I'm only 10 off.
That's literally what you were supposed to. It's like you were supposed to do that first somehow. Like, how was I supposed to do that? And it's 2,000 points.
Yeah,
when I only need
10.
100.
Yeah, bro. That's
a
a hat on a hat.
Let me go see Mill right now.
Yeah. But guess what, Keith? More battles equals more money. More money equals more clothes.
That's true. You still have all the clothes?
Dude, that middle store, each freaking sweater is 80K.
Darian, when I said you have any more minor things, you definitely should have brought that up. You definitely should have brought up the drip. So go ahead, Darian. What? Talk about the drip.
Oh, I like it. Male character shafted, but there are still good male options for clothing.
There are still good male options for clothes.
There are female clothes that are definitely unisection design that
Mhm.
I have rocked. I
Yep.
don't have a problem with that. But every time I see someone on like the subreddit or Facebook or wherever I'm at say, "Show off your clothes," it's all female characters and they all look great,
Of course.
like all the blouses and everything. So, but like I said, on the main file, I always make a male character because it's me, it's my file. I want to be the character. But it tested my patience. I almost did it. I almost made a female character.
Yep.
But then I would
And I
have
was
then I
getting
would have
on
been
him for
then
it
I would have
too.
been
That
stuck
was
with
cool.
Urbane, and no amount of clothes would have made me
No amount of clothes would make
female.
up for having a husbando
Because
over
it's which is
waifu.
weird because I'm pretty
Husband,
sure
yeah.
Urbane and Tawny are literally like the same person. They probably have the same dialogue and everything like that. But I don't care.
I mean, they're
Tawny's a girl.
technically, I mean, their hairstyle and their face are the same as your
Yeah.
character. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of times where I put an outfit together. I'm like, why do I look like this? But hey, man, my God of War fan ass. I like me some like not sexy, but I do like androgynous. Androgynous is pretty cool. It's a style, you know. It's a style. It's pretty cool.
Right.
I'd do it if I could. All right, so yeah, so we did forget about clothes. But back to characters. Next character on my list is, hold on, let me just double check. I think we meet Targon first. And then we meet Ivor. We don't meet Gwen until later. We meet Kanari at the end of her missions. And then we meet Corbeau. But Corbeau and Philippe were in the trailers, so we're gonna go with them next. Um Felipe. Something like that. Jay, what do you
Yeah.
like? What do you dislike about these characters? Honestly, don't even bother saying about Philippe. He's a side character.
You said what did I dislike and like?
Corbeau, like, tell me about Corbeau. What do you like about Corbeau? Who is he to you?
Oh, I'd say I like that he's just what I was literally telling you when I first saw him. I was like, oh, he's just an anti-hero.
Yeah,
No, I like Corbo. He's interesting.
he is very
He's
interesting.
funny because he's that character of like the generic edge, not generic edge, but like more of the character of like, hey, it's like I do shady shit, but I'm actually a really nice guy.
True. True. Uh, Darian, tell me what you know about Corbeau.
Yeah, I remember when we first got into that business with Tony and the debts and everything. I went to the office like, oh, this guy's gonna be bad news.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he not only does he forgive us, but he actually comes and stays a night at the hotel, and his tip is the rest of the money Tawny would have owed, which is such a nice gesture. And I'm like, you know what, this guy's not too bad. And it was also interesting how apparently was he what Lysander? He knew Lysander. I forgot
So,
their
so,
relationship.
oh no, so Philip said that, it was something to the context of Lysander had lent them money for their endeavors,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's
because
how he turned.
because before Corbeau, he was in charge. Philippe was in
hmm
charge, and then he ends up and then he ends up taking over because he's really smart and he's been able to lead all their operations since he joined.
Mhm.
That's what I remember. So Philippe was in charge of the Red Syndicate, and he was probably the person that Lysander sort of worked with a couple years ago, perhaps, or perhaps by then Corbeau was in charge. Either way, that's sort of their connection, is just the money.
Yeah. Also, the Mad Lad was the top of a human ladder.
Yeah,
Holy cow!
and he was
Apparently,
ready to
according
fall
to
to his death.
Bulbapedia, you can fall off and he gets mad at you. Like, really? We have
I
to
would
rebuild
hate
this?
that. Why would I do that to him, man? Why would I do that to my boy? He
He said
was
you
he
can
was
just
aura
jump off.
farming and everything. It'd be funny if I just jumped down. It's like, hey, dude, what are you doing? You good? It's like, what? Get back up there!
Oh,
Get
you
back
lost
up
your
there!
mind.
Yeah, I feel like Michael Jackson right now with these white gloves. I went and bought myself a little something, something. Yeah. So the Rust Syndicate is pretty cool. Corbeau's backstory, being a poor kid on the streets, is sort of whatever, but it at least shows that world lens he has and his importance with money. It's very typical of a character like him. Um, he might be my favorite character in the game. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out when we're done talking about all the characters who's our favorites. Darian obviously already knows his favorite, but we're not there yet.
Not there yet.
Yeah, Corbeau might be my favorite. A lot of people liked his design. He was one of the characters that we saw earlier. A lot of women and possibly homosexual men have taken a liking to him online. But yeah, no, I would, now that we've actually seen him, I would like to say that he is one of the best characters in the game for sure. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea to loan money to someone with a 50% interest rate, or I mean, it's probably more than 50% interest rate, but like, yeah, I don't know why he thought that was a good idea and that there was going to be some kind of return on investment, but they did warn her, and it was what she wanted, so that's her fault.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, I found the shorts. I haven't seen my socks the entire game. What are these socks? I got like knee high
That's what I've been
socks
wearing
on.
down.
I got like knee high socks on. So that's Corbeau and Philippe. The next, we'll talk about Tarragon and Canary next for Darian's sake. All right, Tarragon. What do we think about him?
Cool old man. It's really weird how he controls the hologram every now and then. You
Yeah,
get the movements
it
well
is
though.
really sus.
Yeah.
Uh,
That one was a little much for me.
that
I was
definitely was a
like,
little much.
no,
When
no,
he
you're
does
not
like the
doing.
when he hits like the dynamo pose, I was like, yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
nah,
wait a minute. I was like,
brother,
hold on.
No,
brother, you ain't in the game, brother.
no, what was going through my head the entire time when he did that? I was like, oh Lord, Moe Beam.
Yeah, the triple moe.
Yeah, I was just like, it's like I'm not mad, but it's funnier than what I was anticipating.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that is the most striking thing until you consider you get to the end of the game and they build you a entire scaffolding course with the obby aspects in like 0.2 seconds.
Yeah,
That honestly threw me off. I'm like, yo, they are way too good at their job if this is something that we're doing legitimately right now. But it was cool. I think he's a really nice, almost like a comic relief character in some parts of the game. He's an old man, got no time for anyone's BS. He's fine doing his own thing. He doesn't need anybody else to take the lead. So that's pretty cool. I think that was pretty cool. And then Darian, tell us about Kanari.
Canari's great. I don't know if you think she's my favorite. She's my second favorite character.
She
You must
was
have
your
forgotten
favorite
she was my favorite
until you learned of a new
until
character.
Yeah, but I like Canary. I think it like
Wait,
I
hold on.
said earlier, it is kind of
It might be because your Discord name right now is Kanari Tier 3.
yes.
There you go.
Canari's still great. Kind of weird how we have back-to-back electric type e-girl streamers
Yeah.
in back-to-back games,
With
but
like only one actual difference between two
hey,
differences between them.
they're cooking a bit, I guess. So I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Shout out to our buddy Naveen. Without him, we're not winning that quiz whiz.
Yep.
And then there's the weird other guy,
Manny.
Monty. It's
yeah,
Manny, but like he's kind of he's a character.
He is a character. I'm glad that Game Freak is aware of culture enough to make weird, like almost incel characters. Naveen, I didn't talk about the fact that he's a big Canary fan because again, it wasn't really relevant at the time. Am I going? I'm not going the right way. The thing again, the things I really like about Naveen, out of the main cast, he's the most real character to me. He does watch all of her streams. He's been a long-term fan of hers, and on top of that, he is again the reason why we were even able to complete that part of the game. I also agree. I think we can all fully be on board with the idea that it's weird that they made two different streamer characters, both electric type trainers, both famous streamers again. But okay, there is one interesting contrast that I think is important. It's the fact that one of them is from Paldea, the other one is from Kalos, which then makes me think about it a little bit more, and then I realize, well, what differences do these streamers normally have? Kanari is a gamer, and Iono is like a a personality streamer, like somebody that
Yeah.
that sort of gets popular on her own sort of merits. And then obviously you have Dot from the anime also being a streamer, and she's more of like an informational streamer. Like almost like a kids content streamer in a
Yeah,
way
she's like an
too.
educational kind of.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so it's cool at the end of the day, but it's weird that they chose to express them so similarly with the electric type. And then I think about it a little bit more, and it's like, well, the electric type makes the most sense for a trainer of that class, right? Like the video games that she plays, the equipment, like Steel would have been a okay route, like sort of a second place for this typing. Like, what other types would we associate with gaming and live streaming? I mean, maybe fairy type could be in there somewhere. Um,
Yeah, she does talk about playing what Beldum,
like building like rock
stack or whatever.
rock type
So
for her
she could have
games.
been. She could have had. I mean,
Yeah, because we do
yeah,
have a steel type trainer in this game, but again, if we wrap it around the main characters and not like their sidekicks, I guess for lack of a better term, like yeah, steel could have been there. Um, yeah, it's hard, right? It's hard to figure out like a good type for that kind of niche trainer. So I guess it just makes the most sense to use electric again. Jay, what do you think?
I mean, I want to say not to just compare not what's her name, Ono in
Iono. I don't know
Iona.
how it's
Iono
supposed to be
Iono.
pronounced.
Yeah.
um I think it's Iono, like you said. But I think electric has always been associated, like I want to say
Clement.
since X and Y,
Yeah.
yeah, as more of like an eccentric, kind of more tech and
Yeah.
kind of out there.
Eccentricity,
Oh, you know what? Not
technology.
not 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 Clement, but
Oh.
also what's her name? Elisa,
Oh
Elisa,
Oh,
yeah,
Eliza.
the
Right.
supermodel.
Eliza, um, from Gen 5.
Right.
That like electric is more kind of like a
Industry.
status.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Industry.
industry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 industry. um,
Just like
because like
how. Go ahead.
you like, so you have the model.
Mm-hmm. The
You
inventor.
have Clement the inventor. Next game, what? Well,
Skip the next game. Skip the.
yeah. I
I
wouldn't
mean, the
count
electric type trainer is also an inventor in Gen 7.
Yeah, he's also a inventor. So I mean, if we do count him, Scolices or whatever his name,
Sophocles. That
Sophocles.
Sophocles,
ridiculous ass name.
Sophocles,
I don't
that's his name.
know.
Yeah,
I'm
Sophocles.
such a nerd.
Um,
I hate it.
and then you have Ano, and then you have Canary. So I mean, like I feel like electric type has always been associated with industry.
Right. And then
Um,
like even like
ex-
Lieutenant Surge, like military. You know.
yeah, and if you really think about it, I think Lieutenant Surge is the only outlier because you gotta remember Watson. Well, if you go by Oraz, Watson helped build New
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Malville.
Yeah. Like
Did
city
Voltner do
planning.
anything in Gen 4? What was his gimmick?
Watson's
I
more of
only
an
remember.
electrician.
The only thing I remember about Voltner was he's depressed.
Yeah, Volkner was just a really good trainer, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what his
I think
times
he
were.
was a good
But I
trainer
would
and friends with what's his name,
Flint.
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 But yeah, no, I mean I would say that like even with like Lieutenant Surge's position, especially for the time in which the original Pokemon games came out, like that was sort of like a modern military like perspective, like the idea that
Yeah.
like these are people that are going to different countries and they're stationed there. Like that was still a pretty new thing come like World Wars 1 and 2 and then like the following wars after that. So and that's sort of where an American type character like Lieutenant Surge would come in. It's just like post-military, being like stationed at a base in a different country. So I agree with you. I would just add that like that's probably also a okay example of it with the electric type. Like that's sort of like modernity, industry, celebrity, and then like other qualities like that. You could probably fit a lot of trainers from all different classes, but that's something that they all do sort of carry with them. Like
Yeah.
they're sort of like with the times in that
Yeah,
perspective
Voltner
as well.
does still kind of do some kind of techie stuff. Apparently, he
Oh
built
yeah,
the
he
he built
ruins the
he built
city's
the
electrical
puzzle.
system.
No, but he built the gym's puzzle completely out of boredom. He's a dog.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
electric trainer just builds stuff, I guess.
yeah. They all just do something with
They
tech.
will. I'm
Yeah.
more
But yeah,
excited.
and again, like it's modern. It
Yeah.
fits. It's a lot more. It's a lot more easy to see why they would pick the electric type for this, and then have it sort of like carry on in the same generation as well.
And when you think about it too, is that technically electric is the most hardest type to match up against with only one weakness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not easy.
You know,
it's a good
of
type.
course, people always say dragon is the most powerful type,
Yeah,
and
but
but
fairies are
like,
just not.
but
Wow, I
but
like to say.
from the perspective of every other type, I say other than normal, I say electric has a one weakness.
Yeah,
So I also see the power dynamic as well. Like a pure electric type is a busted type.
it is a strong type. Yeah, and Electros is an awesome Pokemon, and I'm glad that it got a
Oh
Mega.
yeah.
Um,
Yep.
let's see. All right, who else we got? We got I4 and Gwyn. We'll start with Gwyn because I want to know what you guys think about this character.
So I'm a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for
Mm-hmm.
for those type of girls.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I like your design. I was like, chef's kiss.
Really cool design
Um,
for sure.
I said it like this is like I'm glad that I went into the fact that I did not know she was Ivor's sister,
Yeah,
which I think I was like,
that is a big plus.
oh cool. I was like, I not saying like all characters have to look similar, they have to look like sibling, but I was just like,
Yeah,
bet
they do
it's
look
like
nothing
if
alike, but it's okay. It's anime.
but but yeah, it's anime. And so they're polar opposites,
Mm-hmm.
which like I like, but like you also see that she's on the
Yeah,
she supports the fist of justice, but
right.
she does it in her own way. And I'm like, I
And
fuck with
she's
this
well
character.
respected as a member of the Fist of Justice too. It's not
Oh
just
yeah,
the fact that she's
she holds the
she's
phone.
yeah, she holds the phone. Like they respect her just as much as they respect her brother.
Yeah.
And I'll also say that like it is relatable because that's literally Max and I's dynamic, where I'm more outgoing and she definitely I literally said, "You want to say hi to Darian?" And she's like, "Nah, antisocially, antisocial." I'm like, okay. So I'll always see it as a believable dynamic to have like that
Mhm.
obnoxious older brother, that's like very headstrong, and then someone that's a little bit more balanced out because that's real. That's real life.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Every
Absolutely.
family has that dynamic somewhere, I'm sure, or
Hmm.
or you're all one or the other. That's usually how it
Yeah.
goes. Darian, what's your thoughts on Gwen?
Yeah, Gwen's she's a cool character. Like I said, love her design. I like the vibe that she has with all the Chandelure stuff and whatnot. Uh, kind of a jerk to her brother, but Ivor's a
He
freaking
earned it.
bumbling mess.
He's so earned it. That
So
man is a monster.
yeah, he can't do anything without screwing something up. So, but that's probably why I like him so much. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
Gwen,
that's probably why she ended up going to like the sewers and finding a lit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I
no,
like to hang out down here.
Gwen is a rare find in the Pokemon community for sure. Just because of like sort of her design, her demeanor. It's something that people by default find like alluring, and I'm sure people are gonna be talking about her for like the next 10 years, no problem. I'm not even gonna worry about Rule 34 because every character in Pokemon, for some reason, compared to every other franchise, it's too much. It's too much. Can't even think about a character anymore without knowing like, dang, day one, there's gonna be Rule 34. Happens every time.
You hate to see it.
But it happened all throughout Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet. It's rough. It's rough out here for a normal person.
Game can't even come out.
Yeah, the
Second Sonya
game
gets
game
revealed,
doesn't
it's
even have to
over.
come out. Design
Sonya,
is out. The
GG.
artists are going
Nessa,
crazy.
GG. It's over.
Oh yeah, no, Nessa was like 10 minutes in to her being
I'm
released.
like,
It
dang,
was
okay.
insane. It was insane. All right, Ivor. I kind of want to go. Well, I didn't say anything about Gwen. I don't. I think the only thing I said about Gwen was Rule 34. I don't think I need to say anything else. Um. Okay. I want to take the lead on the Ivor thing because again, it's something that I think is very underrated in character writing. He's a very very headstrong trainer, but they gave him a full arc. They it takes a long time. It is a big slog in the game, but the best part about that Fist of Justice dynamic is the fact that he learned a lesson at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And he realizes that his sister works really hard, and there are times where he is too much. And that's not easy for characters to, like have as a dynamic.
Right.
And I think I really respect them for giving a character that would otherwise be overbearing, give him a moment of transformation that can follow in the latter half of the game. I think that for where it was in the game, perfect. If this was any earlier or any later, it would have ruined the pacing of the game completely. But I think that they put it at a spot in the middle of the game where you still have all this other stuff that you can do with the rogue megas, and there's still more to come. I think that they did a really good job pacing wise with it. It's just that the mission itself is a slog. So what do you guys think about Ivor?
I love Ivor. I don't know if you guys. I know you guys may not have watched it, but the Bad Batch, the Star Wars show.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
character
Oh
we
named
no,
talked about
Wrecker.
that.
I've watched it
Yeah,
completely.
serious Wrecker energy, and I'm here for it. I love because, and one of the things like you mentioned, like he learns a lesson. You probably haven't seen it yet, Keith, but there is a side quest for the woman that gives us who changes the moves to C+ moves.
Right.
And it's one of the ones like, oh, fight me in a battle, and then you beat her. He's like, oh, I'll never be as good as Sensei Ivor or blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So I
I think I
guess
know that
I'm
one.
not strong enough.
Oh,
And he comes in
you're
and
talking
says,
about
oh yeah,
Janice?
yeah, and he's like, you are strong. Why do you think while I was gone, why do you think I left you to run
Yeah, I
the
did that one
dojo
because
while I
that's
was
how you
gone?
unlock the.
Yeah,
That's how you unlock it.
this, yeah. He's like, why do you think I left you to run the dojo? Because you are strong. I do believe in you. Blah blah blah. Like, so
Right.
so yeah, he's got a
He was never a bad guy.
yeah, he's kind of a goof, but he's matured very much so.
Oh
He's
yeah.
just a good.
Yeah.
He's a nice character. I've enjoyed
And we
him
also
all around.
didn't really mention like the wishes that all these characters have, but
Oh yeah,
Ivor's was the only one that actually stood out. Because it wasn't something that was ever on the table.
yeah.
Let them free. Free them all. Free all the
No more
Pokemon. I'll
wild
fight them.
zones. I'm
I'll
like,
1v1 them all. It's fine.
yeah. So you're not gonna be saying that when an alpha Garchomp is strolling down the avenue. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, whoa. Then again, he'd probably just run up and try and punch it. I
He
mean,
also has my favorite of the like mega assignments. Like Mega Phalanx is so perfect for him. I don't know how much you guys have actually used it in because I know I was dealing with him on my team, but no retreat into literally 3 7 to 8 cooldown moves is so strong. It is so fun
oh
to
yeah,
play. So yeah, I do like out of all like the actual like partner assignments, his and obviously like Gwen's is based on the Pokemon, but Ivor's makes the most sense. Just period. Like just period. It fits him to a T. Um yeah, because like Scolpede's kind of just like a random Pokemon that he could have picked. Same thing with what is that Pokemon? Is that one Electros?
Electros.
Okay, there we go. Same thing with Electros. It's kind of just a random pick for the character, but I think that Ivor's fits him perfectly.
mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're getting into the crazy stuff. I'm gonna skip over these next two and go straight to Jacinthe and Laban. So firstly, Jacinthe in French is Jacinthe. I had to look that up because I knew that there was no way I was gonna pronounce that properly. What do we think about Laban, Darian?
She's my favorite character in the game.
Why?
Full
blast.
I love the characters the ones who like kind of take the mask off
Mm-hmm.
and show their true self. Because you
Right.
see her, she's like, oh, she's just like
She's just a main
Jasant's
character.
assistant. She's just an assistant.
Yeah.
But then the second she leaves, she's like, all right, now I can really battle. And then she gets the crazy eyes, the
Hmm.
crazy
The
stance, and she
fangs.
starts throwing out dragons at you. She's a
Yep.
dragon type trainer. Uh, yeah, I love the characters like that who are
Yeah.
like, this is actually who I really am.
And you kept track of like
And
how this happened, right? Like you remember
yeah,
that part?
yeah, because she's like, hey, she invited you here. I would not advise you leave. Come on back, and we'll do the tournament. And she's like, no. And she's like, well, I warned. Yeah, but it's cool. I really do like Lebane, whatever these
Yeah,
godforsaken
we're
characters
just
are
gonna go
pronounced.
LeBlanc.
Yeah,
It's like
favorite character,
LeBlanc, but with
best
the
character.
cannons. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, it is crazy how it turns out that she's basically her hostage.
Yeah,
Like
Oh
how
she
yeah.
she
like
lost.
when she
Yeah.
finds cool trainers, she just kind of wants to recruit them. And I mean, you could tell that she kind of does like Jasant, but also she does restrict her to a role. But she plays the role so well. Like she seems
Mhm.
comfortable enough 2 years after. But yeah, it's a dynamic I do like. I do like that sort of like ambiguous relationship that they have where it's like this kind of isn't okay, but that also kind of makes it more interesting. She does the same thing to you, the character, as well in the game. So there's a lot of interesting parts about that, and again, like it's something that I feel like they would not have done a couple generations ago. You know, like it like to an extent, sure. Like Pokemon's always had like these really weird stories, but it just feels like it feels like especially with this because they have a different target market. It feels like they're just telling new they're doing new storytelling with these games, like how we had Volo in the previous game, just blatantly like ended up like making a contract with Satan, just for fun, just
Yeah.
for funsies. Um, it's something that I like about the Legend series a lot that makes me excited for the next game. Jay, you got any thoughts about this character before we move on to her owner,
LeBlanc, LeBlanc and
Laban?
Jasant.
Yeah, any thoughts about Laban?
I mean, I like her character design.
Her design
I
is
think she
nice,
is interesting. Like you know, you get the subtle hints in the beginning of like,
right?
oh, this is not her. How
Hmm.
she truly acts.
Right.
I'm like, hmm. I'm like, okay. Um, I will be, I will be completely honest. Jasant is probably the best part of that
Oh yeah.
for me because she's just hilarious. Like
Oh
just
yeah.
doing the most out of context shit, just the annoy the player.
Oh yeah. No, she
And
she doesn't give a she doesn't care what you think, what you want. It's about her. And I love those kinds of characters because I'm not healthy. But also,
yeah,
if Corbo's my favorite character, Jasant's right behind him, easily right
yeah,
behind him.
I still don't know
Her
how
theme
how it
is my
took up.
favorite
Yeah, the
theme.
thing's really good.
Oh my lord,
Don't ask me how
I
she managed to get into our meeting and they didn't notice until like the last second.
yeah, I know, that's on
Especially
us, man.
considering her design,
That's on
it's
us.
funny. I
I
know
don't know what the characters were thinking there, but that's on us, man.
it was very
That's
funny
Team
though.
MZ being a bunch of children
Yeah, and then
right
she
there,
shows
dude.
up in
yeah,
her.
That's a
She has her own
Scooby
special
Doo moment.
hologram. What's it? The shot zones. She can
Just
just
on zone.
yeah.
Yeah,
manifest wild zones or whatever, like battle
yeah,
zones
and it's like,
on a whim.
when did she get access to this technology? Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
Does not
She's
matter.
rich. Does
I
not
don't.
matter.
I said it like this is like I don't need to know how. I'm
You're
just
just
I'm just
I'm here
I'm
shook
just
for
him.
along for the I'm just along for the
it.
ride.
Shook
You know?
him. Yeah, true. I just don't know how we get to the point where civilians with money. And again, she would have been a ringer for Team Flare. Can we talk about that? She would have definitely like. Can we? How does she have no connection? She's rich. They're all rich. That's the whole thing about Team Flare.
Yeah.
They're like the upper class, and we never get even the slightest hint that she was a part of Team Flare, and that scares me more than anything. That scares me more than anything, dude. Like I'm sure she would not even care. Not even care. So yeah, it's interesting. Her whole like battle society. That's what I'm gonna call them. I don't care what they're called. Um,
Oh yeah, SBC.
The battle connoisseurs.
Battle connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what they're called.
Yeah.
They're goofy, but when LeBron shows up in the maid outfit, I'm just like, okay, Game Freak, what are we doing? And like you guys were saying, the one thing that I think about now with that is like it's fitting that she's wearing a like supercharged outfit like that because she was forced to. It's crazy how it just does not fit at all. Even as an independent character design, it just does not fit at all. But then the context hits, and you're like, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's something that someone would wear if they are forced to, and only if they're forced to. Like think about it's a very big anime trope, I would say. But yeah, really cool characters. Definitely standouts. The last two characters and the two most important characters out of the supporting cast are Grizel and Grisham.
Yes,
I'll start on this one too, just to make it easy for you guys. The fact that Team Flare was so far gone that they were doing child experimentation to an extent is crazy. I can't believe we actually got to that point. It makes sense though, because their scientist literally made an expansion suit, trapped a kid in the suit, and then did all that. So I guess it makes sense in the end. But even after playing through X and Y, I didn't realize that we were doing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Rain shit, and we were just like getting kids on board for like the future of, I don't know, humanity at this point, because bro's about to nuke the population. He wants to keep the best of the best, the rich of the rich, the beautiful of the beautiful. It's crazy, right? Like it's crazy to think about. And they spend the whole game planning to atone for the sins of the adults. They're branded as associates of Team Flare, and
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Darren.
No, well, 'cause, like you said, they were what? They were children when this happened.
Yeah,
But since they,
5 years ago, they were
yeah,
at least underaged.
yeah, they were underage. But then, like you said, they're every time they walk around Lumios, they get what they like side like they kind of some sideways looks, I guess, every now and then, because that's because they were like
Yeah,
associated, even though they weren't part of the whole planning thing.
right.
Which I want to know. I don't know if she mentioned it. I don't. I want to know how the people took Mabel being the new professor. I don't know if they would have been too. Well, I don't know if they really knew about Mabel for Team Flare. I don't know how where
I,
the
I mean, her
public would have
design
been.
didn't. I mean, like their design didn't really
Yeah,
change too much. So,
yeah,
but this is also in-game knowledge. As
yeah. And
like,
Yeah, this is need to know. Like,
did the
not
people of
everybody in
Kalos
Team.
know about Malva? She was like the
Yeah,
holocaster
people.
lady, and then
Yeah, unless she advertised it. Like again, like
yeah,
who's to say anyone knew about Team Flare?
right.
yeah, Malva
Until
was a
Lysander popped
freaking
up and said,
admin.
"Hey, we're gonna
Yeah, we're gonna blow
turn
up the world.
Or
turn."
and I'll say because you remember there's two admins. I would say Malva and the battle connoisseur dude. Oh Lord, Walmart, Clamor, something. I know because there was like dial. Well, you had to play a lot of the battle Maceon stuff, but
Maison,
like
yeah,
yeah, but he was an admin too.
that's right.
So so
I mean, like
in
again, like
my opinion,
Lysander had his hands in pretty deep with the upper class in
Mhm.
yeah.
Galos, which again, it's like where was Jasant 5 years ago? What did you do on January 6th? Um, it
Oh,
it's a very interesting, and again, like it just does, it comes across as a very dark story when you think about it, because we're talking about like the collapse of a society at this point, you know.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to think about. So yeah, so it turns out that despite what a normal Pokemon game has you think, not a lot of people actually agreed with Lysander or Lysandra, and it really just came down to him being in charge and his people following him, and yeah, no, it's terrible. It's genuinely like war crime stuff. Like it's just like you are part of those scumbags that tried to kill everybody 5 years ago, and there's nothing they could do about that. They were part of Team Flare. They were raised by in some aspects by Team Flare. However long Team Flare was around will then also decide how long they've been messing with these children and preparing them for like this crazy future where they redistribute the resources amongst a smaller population, smaller human and Pokemon population. Like, think about that, guys. Come on now. Like, this is insane. Like, this is a Pokemon game we're talking about. This is in a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And to sort of like tie it all together, we did learn a lot about AZ. We did talk about like the timeline in which he ends up building Ange, the fact that it was supposed to work based on Mega Floette's power, and it was going to then be used to basically just protect Lumios, right?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Let me see.
See, is there anything else that we learned? I mean, we got all of the data that they had on the Ultimate Weapon. That was kind of like your first timer perspective. If you didn't play X and Y, when you get to the third basement floor, you get to actually learn about what they wanted to do and why they were collecting like the legendary Pokemon. And the way that the timeline now pans out, they were only able to get either Xerneas or Yveltal, but they only ever were going to be able to get one of them. It's not like they had both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they needed Xerneas and Yveltal was to overcome the massive cost that it took to activate the Ultimate Weapon, which, again, AZ did not have access to Xerneas and Yveltal 3,000 years ago. He sacrificed the lives of as many Pokemon as needed, which, again, we're talking about a Pokemon game here. Really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple of mentions that Grisham has, like, because he's very stoic, like he's pretty like well adjusted for who they are, but he also takes care of Grizel. No clue if they're siblings, right?
Yeah.
They have like the same hair dyed, similar to how they used to be. All of their little carts, because there's more than just theirs. Like there's a lot of like Cafe Nouveau carts. Obviously, like they're grassroots now because they're not connected to like rich people. So they're just like cheap, like cafe pop ups that don't even make good coffee. It's a really fun detail, because like the main cast goes there often and they consider that like their go to, which is really cool. So we see them throughout
Yeah,
the entire game.
even homegirl, she's like, yeah, our coffee sucks. Like,
Yeah, because they're not
and they
coffee.
do. And fun
Because they're
fact, they
not
do
supposed to
remember
be.
your order from the very beginning of the game.
They do.
So,
They do. I always ordered
stay out
a
there.
flamethrower roast.
What was your order, Jay? I was an Ember Roast kind of guy.
I think I
Because
just got the Ember Roast.
everything's personality for Darian. What was it?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Ember Roast.
Oh, I made a point to go with the flamethrower because I felt like Ember just wasn't going to be
Yeah, I
good enough for
order
me.
based on what I think I'll get in real life if I drink coffee. Like I don't want any kind of. I wouldn't want it strong. Just give me just a light roll.
Yeah, I mean it's trash coffee no matter how we look at it, which is a really funny thing, and that is a really cool hint too for like especially for like a second playthrough. It's like, wait, these guys don't even make good coffee. Why are we here? And okay, we have to talk about this because this has to be like the greatest red herring in Pokemon history. We know what Team Flare grunts look like. We know exactly what their color scheme is, but they have like this sort of Zoroark hair, and even like the Lumiose Museum mentions the Hisui region, and it's just like, dude, like, were we ever gonna be able to guess that with that specific hair color?
No, because you heard me when I first discovered it. I was like, "Oh, look at their aprons! How did I not see it?" Because you don't really. I didn't look at their
Right,
aprons at
like
all.
they have logos,
But
they have the
but then
hair
I was like,
dyed.
"Oh, yeah."
They have everything that you could possibly associate with Team Flare, and it wasn't easy to figure out.
No.
Jay, did you ever consider that Team Flare members even existed?
So I saw the logo and I was like, that's a Team Player logo, but like. So like I was like, oh, they might have something to do later. I say because they showed up like more than 3 times
Right.
at that point before you go to Lysander's lab.
Right.
And I was just like, okay. I'm like, these two have something to do with the story. Because I'm like, at this point, I'm like, Team Flare. I'm like, Mm,
Because there
I
really wasn't
say,
much about Team Flare. It was more so the fact that
yeah.
like
So,
they
so
were a big presence a couple years ago, and the cops were looking for them as well, which is very interesting. That's something that you
yeah,
don't figure out unless you go to the like police station.
yeah. I said it like this. Is it was kind of like the situation what you said with Lysander, where you didn't like realize it was him for like 15 seconds.
Yeah, like you have to really, yeah,
And
like you do have to put a little bit of effort in to realize this stuff because like
I mean, like
the game wasn't necessarily going in the direction of that, you know.
oh no, absolutely not. But I said it like this: is that I'm like, I'm trying to not, I'm not trying to check every detail, but I was like,
Right.
mm,
You give it a couple more
like,
looks and you get it, right?
I was like, that's my boy Lysander.
That
I was
is,
saying, you know, other known as L now.
yeah.
I
L.
say a Death Note
He
character.
is now a Death Note character.
Um, but I mean, like I said, um, I like the inclusion of Team Flare, just
Hmm.
kind of just being, it kind of reminds me of it. We talking about a bad game, but it kind of reminds me of Johto, how like Team Rocket is kind of like scarce,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
it kind of reminds me of that. Like they're spread out, not like they don't exist, but
Right.
like also,
Yeah, like we figured
technically
because
they
Mabel's a main character. Like you could have guessed that there were Team Flare members, but these are completely new characters that we've never seen before.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There's no
absolutely.
grunts. There's no Team Flare grunts. It's just the
Zerosic
remnants.
is nowhere to be
It's just
found.
the remnants of Team Flare. Those people that were sort of forced into it. So I don't know if they were all like the young people that were a part of Team Flare, or if there were some older members that either like got off early or what. But the reason why I don't think that it was just like older members of Team Flare, the only reason that I would consider older like grunts and stuff is because at the end of the day there were children involved, and some
Hmm.
people might feel bad and come and work for Grisham when they hear his plan. He's also obviously the next big leader of Team Flare after Lysander, and that sort of group dies off.
Yeah.
So this could have easily have gone a completely different direction. But the point I wanted to make was, um, we know that they were experimenting on the youth. Um, we know they were trying to prepare them for something, but also a lot of those people are probably gone, right? And it's more of like just like the grunt stuff anyways. It would be cool to like see some official artwork of them when they were younger and just sort of get like a good picture. Like, are they just like basic grunts? Did they have their own like weird design back then? Because like all the nouveau members are basically just people who understand like the tragedy that overtook Lissandra's life, and sort of like there needs to be a better direction. Team Flare members do need to atone, that kind of thing,
Hmm.
Right.
right?
Right. Indeed.
Um, but yeah, he did. Okay, I might have started this point, but I don't think I had said it fully. The fact that Grizel is like a really hardened person due to that upbringing is also pretty interesting, because they
Mm-hmm.
even like that demeanor, like we said before. The fact that she's like, even our coffee's like terrible, it's
Yeah.
because she knows she's not here to make good coffee or be like a good member of service, but she's also uh she also has to play that role similar to like Laban, but in like a more like tragic sense. So
Yeah.
she still like takes up like the pride of someone that works at a coffee shop, despite knowing that it's all just sort of like a front to try and get operations up from the ground. And again, another reason why I don't think the grunts are like the same kinds of people that were there 5 years ago is the fact that they're just poor. They're poor. They're living off the backs of bad coffee. It's
Right.
very interesting. I do like the story a lot. It definitely did kick the game up a notch when we got all those revelations. Anything else on Nouveau?
I like how they give coffee to people even if they can't afford it. That was very nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
That is
They said
nice.
they'll never charge you for coffee if you can't afford it. I'm like, you know what, dude?
It's that
That
bad.
was some good folk. Yeah, it's just that bad.
It's that bad. They have too
I
much
would say,
stock.
yeah,
Too much stock, not enough
I would
sales.
say, I would say y'all are some pretty nice people.
Yeah. Too bad you're part of that team flare.
Group of
It's a
crazy.
crazy world to live in, dude.
Literally.
Like, I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was last year. Like, I tried to like rated all the Common Rider powers in terms of like how cool they would actually be in real life, and there were a lot of them that were actually not good ideas at all. Like Geats, for example. That's literally just a battle royale where you can lose, and if you lose, you die. And then in Common Rider Agito, the people who become Agitos are humans that end up gaining like supernatural powers, and as a result, they get hunted and by angels and killed in mysterious ways. And only one person can actually become Agito who is strong enough to defend themselves and other people. So, in the same sense, in terms of like the top 3 best regions to live in, I'm not putting Kalos anywhere near the top of that list. You guys feel that, or is that just me?
I don't know. I love Kalos. I'd live there in a heartbeat.
Nah, I don't want to accidentally live in the reality where I get nuked or
I
I
mean, I
get
got
kidnapped by Team Flare.
Anastar City, Coumaring Town. There's a lot of lovely
There's
places
a lot
to
of
live
lovely
there.
places that I'm sure we're safe.
I mean, hey, I mean, you can take your chance on being saved by a group of 10
10
year
year
olds.
olds, yeah, or like 13-year olds. Yeah, no, you could always take your chances. You always roll that dice. I know Darian is a betting man. All right, is that all of the characters? Did we get them all? Let's talk about Lysandra or his
I would
new,
say, did
because
we
he's
talk
dead.
about AZ?
That guy's dead. Well, yeah, we'll talk about AZ with the end of the story more. But let's talk about L because he's a completely different character. Actually, we'll talk about L and AZ together because they're the same. They're also the same character. So after destroying the ultimate weapon and team player space, uh, Lysandra ends up losing his memory, and he was basically there for dead. But Zygarde, for some reason, chose him, and saved his life. What do we think about that? That on its own is a pretty big topic.
I mean, I like it as a little redemption, for himself, even though, like we said, he lost his memory, so really kind of not a redemption
Yeah,
when he doesn't really remember what happened.
yeah. It's like the ending of Code Geass, except he was the
Yeah,
bad
but
You know,
guy.
it's
you,
maybe.
but you,
Eh,
but you also have the movies
Yeah.
that fix that.
Yep. Okay. I think instead of redemption, the best word is punishment. This is his punishment.
Yeah,
right.
this is
He doesn't get away with
yeah.
just like taking himself out after threatening the world. Zygarde sort of, I mean, I guess teaches the best way to go about it, like about like the truth of the ultimate weapon, and then he kind of ends up serving Zygarde. He's like Zygarde's servant. I think that's almost exactly what he says, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Any thoughts on that so far, Arian? What you want to add?
No, also it'd be cool. Kind of we were talking about. I wonder if he because I know in the post game he talked about when you learn about Xerneas Yveltal, he does say that some of his memories start to come back because
That's true.
of being in the lab. So maybe who knows? Maybe sometime down the line he'll maybe regain some of his stuff or remember what he did or something like that. And it's interesting because I know I looked it up just like a refresher, but since he was at the epicenter of that thing, he did mention that he needs to figure out what he's going to do for his 3,000-year-old lifespan. I was like, I didn't
Right.
even think about that, which is kind of weird because I know how AZ happened because obviously it absorbed the life of everything, and obviously the lives that it absorbed had to go somewhere,
Right.
so that's why he lived long. But when the ultimate weapon goes off an XY, it just knocks over a few houses. It doesn't really kill anything. So I don't know. I don't really know if he's gonna live for 3,000 years.
That is a good point,
Um,
but I would say that
but
because he used Xerneas or Yveltal as like
yeah,
the catalyst, it was probably more
it'll probably be
refined.
switching.
I mean, who
Yeah,
knows? There might be a couple more immortals walking around the world because of that. That is a good point. Um, but yeah, I was waiting for us to get to that. We do learn the true like full power of the ultimate weapon. It extends your life. It doesn't make you immortal. So now L is stuck with a expanded lifespan that can be up to 3,000 years. I think is the best way to conclude that. It's again, it's crazy revelations. Honestly, impressive for a Pokemon game to go down this route. It's very traditional JRPG in terms of tone. Um, the thing that really makes it for me is just the fact that AZ does end up dying. He does end up dying. I don't remember sort of like the direction I was gonna go when we talked about him, but we might as well start. Overall, every time that I read AZ's dialogue, I immediately felt that sort of gravitas of a 3,000-year-old person, and whenever I read it out loud, I thought about that character, how he would be thinking, how he would be feeling, the fact that he would probably you know, be like very content with everything going on around him. You know, he's lived a life. He's not really trying to force anything onto anybody. He understands his actions were his own. Yada yada yada. It's a very cool character. I think AZ's character in this game is way better explored than it was in the original game. Obviously by like necessity, and also by like the fact that they're able to put that effort directly into the character. What do you guys think about AZ? I said a lot there.
I mean, like I really for AZ,
Mm-hmm.
I say it like this is that I think this is a story of like what you were saying earlier is like about atonement. I think
Yeah.
atonement is a better word than punishment, but
Oh well, yeah, for AZ, yeah, but for
yeah,
L,
for AZ,
nah.
but L is a punishment, but
Yeah,
more of
he went
atonement
too
for
far,
what he
bro.
did, you know, because at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm not gonna say this is something that anyone would do, but like he just wanted to revive his companion.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
it's
we
believable.
don't and I mean like at the time, he's the supposed what isn't he supposed like a supposed king or something like that?
Yeah, they do make mentions to a king, and it makes sense that a king would have the resources or like maybe like knowledge that the rest of the people don't know. His Pokemon, but then his Pokemon getting drafted to war is another interesting point. Not quite sure how that would happen if he's the king.
Well, I mean, we also got to remember is that Pokemon has a very interesting lore with
Yeah, oh yeah.
with what Surge talking about a war.
Yeah, it's Surge literally wasn't even a war. The I've said before, this is something I would love to like go in depth with in its own video, and something that I would love to get more people's input on, because a lot of people have sort of just accepted that, but honestly, it feels like the fakest detail in all of Pokemon that Lieutenant Surge was a part of some war, because like I said, his character is more inspired post like World War II, Vietnam, Korea, like all that island hopping and territory grabbing that happened during the Cold War. Like that's where Lieutenant Surge is 1,000% from. That's 1,000% where his character was influenced. Is like the influence is from. The inspiration is definitely from American soldiers going into the Eastern world and being stationed. So it's like whatever war he was a part of is most likely closer to a real life war and not a Pokemon canon war. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel you on that for sure. This is the only canon Pokemon war I think that we actually have though. Is like the one that all the Pokemon were involved in AZ's time period. Which again, a lot of people thought we were gonna end up doing something with that in this game somehow, right? I'm sure people thought that.
I would think.
But yeah, continue.
I know when they first came out, they're like, "Oh, is this going to be
In the
old or
past,
new?" Which
yeah,
is, I
it
don't.
was very
Looking at
obviously
it,
new.
yeah, it's never going to be new and old. Like, look at the place. Lumia's like this 3,000 years ago. Come on now.
Yeah, but yeah, Jay, I'm sorry if I cut you off. Did you have more to that point?
Nah, I don't got any more to that point.
Okay. um, let's see. Do we have anything else on these characters? Anything else on AZ, Darian? Anything on AZ?
No, we chit chatted about him for a good bit. I
Good.
think we hit everything we need to.
So that might be everything. Well, okay, let's talk about the end game specifically. I think that they fumbled a little bit with that final fight. Like the Zygarde sequence were good, and the patterns in the fight that you had against like the Ange flowers, great. Could we not do just a little bit more with that fight though, and not have it just be like 2 flowers out in front of the tower? Like it would have
Oh
been.
yeah, yeah.
Go for it.
Go ahead. Oh, I was about to say, maybe like I could see them like I was thinking like when I saw the arms, I was like, oh, they're gonna do like some type of corrupted mega floret.
Right.
And you know when it didn't show off, I was like, well, dang, I guess they could have
Well,
did
They
a
could have
little
done
more.
something.
You know, they could have did a little more with that scene. Like
They
could
could
have
have done
made
something.
like if you're gonna do like the little evil plant vines,
Well,
Yeah.
you could have
At-
easily did.
At least a couple patterns past those first 2 plans.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, you could have did like a fate like the corrupted Floret because like what happened to Floret after like
Like
getting
Floette
I
was
guess absorbed.
fine, its energy was being used
Yeah,
to power Ange instead of the other way around where Floette would control it.
yeah,
Because like Tawny was completely fine that entire time. Like she was protected.
yeah.
But
She was chilled.
yeah, it looks like Ange took over the power where Floette was supposed to. And all that they wanted to do was take Ange and shut off a lion. So yeah, Jay, continue, Brian. Continue.
That was like one of my only things. I was like, dang, like y'all are not gonna do a little bit more for that boss.
Yeah.
I'm like not saying like the tentacle things and the like I said the quick time event is not heat,
Right.
but I'm like
It was cool.
and
And they, to be fair, they did set our expectations properly with that. Like they explained everything.
Yeah.
They explained everything. Like we are the ones that are there to just stall so that Zygarde can find an in. Sure, got it. But if they're putting all this focus on us, they can't do more than send down like 2 plants.
yeah.
They could have done a little more. Darren, what did you think about that last fight?
yeah, it was fine. It wasn't anything like too crazy to write home about. Yeah, I agree. Like the two plants with like in the cycling when it does like the light of ruin and Zygarde like protects you from the thing.
That was cool.
It was cool, but like you said, I just don't. It was just kind of just a little event that occurred. It wasn't anything ridiculous, but I mean, it wasn't like painful. Like it was fine.
Yeah.
Nothing
It
like
wasn't the
that.
worst. Like, okay, I was super invested in learning the patterns. One was like a bruiser. The other one was more long range. There's one that you can take out before the other. These are all great. There's nothing wrong with the mechanics. But
No.
like give us like let's fly around a little bit as Zygarde. Okay, so this one little little thing, right? So let's say we took out the flowers. Let's actually control Zygarde, find the angle in which it can launch its attack, and then do that little attack.
Yeah.
Right? They
Maybe,
sort
like,
of
shoot
put
some
in
vines
the
at
idea
us
that. Go ahead,
while we're
Aaron.
flying around like maybe shoot some vines at us as we're flying around Zygarde, or maybe something like that if that's possible, or maybe just like going. Maybe if the plants move to the other side of the tower,
Yeah,
and they
give us
had
more
like
setting.
something, and then as we're moving around, I don't know if something could like spawn in or whatever, but it was kind of I would more when we're actually doing stuff with Zygarde would have been nice. Yeah,
That would have been nice. And in addition to that, one thing that I'm sure you guys also found clunky, but I did appreciate in the end game. It was 1000% intentional that Pokemon were restricted by the environment. Because at that last fight, the ranged flower, there are walls that you could clearly walk behind to completely block off that attack. That long like
Mhm.
laser like attack it has.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I mean like that's the case when you're in battle, especially online. Like you can like maneuver your Pokemon in a way that ranged attacks would get blocked. So
Right.
it was then, because again we were just playing the main game at the time. It was then that I realized, hey, they did think this through. It's not just an unfortunate byproduct of a 3D environment. This is balance. This is game balance. Like the Pokemon, like if a Pokemon shoots a Hydro Pump at a wall, that ain't hitting nothing. It might break the wall if you're lucky, but it's not doing anything to anybody. So I came to appreciate that a little bit more. That is probably the highlight of that fight for me. But I'm glad that we all sort of like see like they could have done a little bit more there for sure. In
Yeah, absolutely.
terms of like the sort of like sentimental parts of that final battle, we'll start with like the fight against Tawny, because we hadn't had any actual fight with her, which is great for a rival character to not have like 12 fights in a game at every step of the way, unless your name is Nemona, because Nemona's cool. Um,
Yeah, it's the best.
it was very nice finally getting that battle that you knew was coming for a while now. Um, Darian was talking about it, so I'll give my thoughts on it, and then we'll go Jay and then Darian. Um, the fact that Tawny, to a fault, will do what she can to help others is a very admirable trait. It makes sense that she would fail, especially given her age, at a lot of this stuff. The fact that she's not, I mean, Emma knows, but people don't really know about her family situation, about why she's in Lumios, about who the person is that she's looking for. She's taken it upon herself to do it. But at the same time, she's completely fine taking on the responsibilities of other people, which is what makes her a great leader character, which is why the post game plays out the way that it does. She's someone who definitely can fit that position, and it's something that is very cool and admirable. The fact that she was never going to let us go up with Floette makes perfect sense as well. Um, because of that character trait. And I think it's fine, especially because the story never intended for us to go into the Prism Tower. We've only been in the Prism Tower for the Gen 6 gym fight. That's it's a gym, right? We can all agree
Yeah.
that it's just a gym. So
Yeah.
what there really wasn't anything for them to work with there, I don't think. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Um so yeah. So I think that Tawny in the end game perfectly suitable. Um we'll continue with that. Jay, give me your thoughts on that part again.
I mean, I was fine with it. Connie, I don't know, like Connie has displaying that, displayed, Lord. You can tell I'm tired.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're getting there.
displayed, displayed that she's a capable leader, but she's also a human. Makes mistakes, and I think her being the one to handle, Mega Floret. I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I don't think it's a problem. Like, I can see the where people say like, oh, just stole that right under, my feet. But I'm like, nah. I mean, like, she worked just as hard as you
Yeah,
to, help the hotel and help AZ. I mean,
that's
like,
true. You hit A rank at the same day.
yeah. So I mean, like, of course, it makes sense for her to also be working hard to, you know, make sure that she's doing her part. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not just sitting from the sidelines.
Right,
And I
that's
think
true.
that was, that's just her character type as well. As like, I'm not gonna just sit here and watch my teammate do all the heavy lifting when I can also, lift.
And
when
contribute
I
in
when
a
I can
meaningful
live.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Darian, you might have said it earlier, but do go ahead and just whatever other thoughts you have about that.
Yeah, like I said, once I started looking at it more, it definitely makes more sense, especially from the point that she would be up there and we would be down there with Zygarde because Zygarde was like we were the chosen one,
He
and that
chose
would
the
be
worst time to show
yeah.
up, and bro couldn't just
Yeah.
come to us. He
I
he,
mean,
he
he
really had
was
to
in
make that whole
10%
thing a
form on the roof.
trial with the world at
He was on
stake.
he was on the roof in 10% form, brother. He's like, you coming up here, bud?
Nah, I'd
No.
say 10% form has shown that
Yeah,
he's sprinting
he
everywhere.
can
I don't.
sprint, he can jump.
He
I
can
mean,
literally
yeah.
do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to be anywhere he doesn't want to be, and he's like, I choose to be right here on the roof, brother.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
we're dead.
I mean, like, I did find it cool that that pebble turned into the megas, the
The Megastone.
Zygarde.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
I think
he just
what
brought it to us.
Because there's a
I
Zygarde
say,
core, and I
so the
thought
core
that's what I
stores
thought
the
it was gonna.
cells.
Yeah, I thought it was going to turn into that, and we were gonna get all
Mm,
100, and then maybe that works as the Megastone. You know, it might have
mm,
been a little different, but that would have made more sense to me, honestly, since there was already an item for Zygarde.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's true.
but
I mean, I knew that
but
pebble instantly. I think we all knew already, like right off the bat. Like,
yeah, I said
yeah, that's
because what
something. That's a little something, something,
yeah, you get the pebble as soon as you meet Zygarde, if I remember.
something like that. And
Yeah.
it's also weird that he's been following, like one of his cells were following us the entire time,
Yeah,
and then he just sort of picks you up. It's like, yeah, dude, you're gonna be the main character, by the way. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, again, some things could have been executed probably a little neater, but it was cool. It was cool overall.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else. We're just trying to wrap up the story at this point. Um, all the little moments that you got with the characters were cool. Obviously, at that last part of the game, those fights were brutal, man. There were just a bunch of wild Pokemon everywhere,
yeah,
and I just spam buttons. I prayed that I
yeah.
was
Me
getting those
too.
hits in because they were kicking my ass.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the rogue megas
yeah,
in the pairs of threes. I was
hmm
like, oh, this is a little too much. I was like, I don't know if I can handle three mega Pokemon. I was
yeah.
like,
Even with
Jesus.
teammates, it was rough.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And then
Yeah,
Oh,
And then just Sant and Laban trapping themselves in the zone. I was like, dude, they're
yeah.
dead. Same thing with
No.
Gwyn. Doing Gwyn's like, oh, I'll get them away, and it's like these are like not just mega Pokemon. These are like really hostile mega evolutions. It's
yeah.
not like she's being
And
chased by
those were the. I
Automogs.
think she was the one. I think it was like 2 Mega Sharpedos.
Yeah,
And my brother, what is wrong with
Yes.
you? I
yeah.
mean, you're gonna get freaking
She's hardcore,
munched
man.
on.
She's hardcore. And then she comes back a few minutes later, so I didn't have to worry about her
Yeah, I'm like, okay, fair
much
enough.
longer. But I was worried about her, dude. I
Like, I'll
was
shut
worried
up.
about her.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Stan kind of guy, but I was like, dude, if she gets hurt, I swear to God,
I'll kill somebody.
it's not fair, dude. It's not fair. So yeah, that I mean, shoot, guys, what else you got? How much you got left in the tank? What's on your mind?
Um, uh,
Competitive, Darian. I mean, I don't think we
Um,
need to talk too much. It's super
Gyarados
fun.
and Earthquakes.
If
As
we could,
Mega Excadrill Earthquakes
yep,
and friggin' what you call them?
Gyarados with
Bring a
waterfall.
Manectric with you.
hmm
That's what I've been bringing. I think it's
Um,
very, very handy.
the only other thing that we would even have to talk about is controversy. I'll give Darian like tomorrow. Find if there's anything else important that he thinks we just haven't ever talked about in like the past week or so since the game came out. But here's my thing. People complained heavily about DLC, about playing online. First of all, you can get a free month. You could have gotten the Greninjite for free. Darian found exploits to get to K rank. I mean, not really exploits, obviously, but like
Exploits. I didn't do anything
you
exploitive
didn't
in
do
this
anything.
fight.
You didn't do anything crazy, but you did figure out it's possible to get the Greninjite in your playthrough, despite all the odds, because there were people playing a day plus
Right.
ahead of us. You do only have to get to K rank. I found out all the good players C plus. So you literally there's no chance that you're gonna get gimped by good players that have trained their Pokemon and have played the game more than you. You're only gonna go up against new players the entire time that you are grinding for the Greninjite. Next month though is going to be a different story probably because
Yeah, next month's gonna be nutty.
yeah, because there should be a good amount of players that have already beaten the game. Most players should have already beaten the game. If people are buying the game and they missed the Greninjite event, whatever. There's a whole DLC coming. Those Mega Stones are going to come back in the future because we never thought Megas were going to come back. Megas have come back like 3 times now.
Yeah.
In the TCG, in the anime, and everywhere. So well, if there's more to controversy, we'll do a recording of that tomorrow. But that was probably the biggest one that we could already cover. That just directly had to do with the game. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we'll just wrap it up there, guys.
Alrighty,
Mhm.
fantastic.
And now you
Sounds
guys
good
can
to
go
me.
to sleep because it's like 2 a. It's 2 a.m. exactly because I'm very good at timing.
Mhm.
All right, peace,
You
peace.
bet. Peace.